for the moment you've all been waiting for.
Hello, hello, hello. It is
Hello, motherfucker.
Farming Saturday, guys. Farming Saturday. Played this game quite a bit yesterday, and I was going to stream, and then I didn't, and stuff got done, and mistakes were made. Let's just put it that way. Mistakes were made. Dark Wolf's here. Hello, Dark Wolf. We got Mason yelling booger. We got Wacky yelling booger. We got Jenny, not with the caps, but way more exclamation points than everybody else, so I'm going to take that as yelling. We got Mav yelling, and the Dark Wolf just says, "Hey, booger." Dark Wolf, you're my favorite. Everyone else, stop fucking yelling. Lord, so much yelling, so much yelling. But welcome in. Either way, I'll take it. Mav's not really here. Mav's streaming. I hope he's not actually here. He should be focusing on his stream.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hello, hello. I love that everybody just starts pressing the buttons. But anyway, yes, mistakes were made. I am currently $500,000 in debt-ish. I want to say... Let me look. How far in debt actually are we? Oh, let's wait for the game to save. Finances. Oh no, I'm only $405,000 in debt. I've got $82,000 sitting, so I've got some stuff that I've got to sell and get myself out of debt, and we need a vegetable harvester. That's kind of the goal, to get out of debt and get ourselves a vegetable harvester, because the mistakes that were made were that I bought fields with vegetables in them, and then I leased a harvester, not realizing that that charges every hour, so that kind of put me 50 grand in debt right off the bat. And then I bought another field, because why not? So... Anyway, let's get over to here. Let's get some music playing. We got this field here. This is the one of the original ones I plowed together down by the original farm. It had a bunch of barley in it, which I needed to feed the chickens. It is done. We need to get the bales made, get the straw picked up, get it flipped over. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Only one allowed to yell booger is Michael, and that's because he doesn't understand volume control. Well, yeah, like everybody else that came in here yelling is, I assume, at least pretends to be an adult, and I would assume understands volume control, and they just still yell all the time. It's kind of weird, but I understand it when a 5-year-old does it. This field here used to be 2 fields, plowed them together, which the game really doesn't like for whatever reason. Made it way bigger than it needed to be. Takes a little bit of time to get anything done. Including turning around with a baler. I apparently don't know how to do that. How's our music volume here? Let's turn that up just a little bit. Apparently here too much. Holy shit, a 50 stream streak. That's incredible. I didn't think I streamed 50 times, like ever. You realize how long that is? That's going back like years. Hello, Sky. Welcome in, buddy. How are you? Boogery. Well, that's almost my name. Hi, Denver. 48? That's too much. Oh, there's Pedro. We dropped the first Pedro. Denver. That would make sense. Denver likes her raccoons. Somehow we got a spot of straw clear over in the woods over there. I don't know how that happened. What you doing? Right now we're making bales. And I gotta get this field flipped around, replanted. Pulled a couple 100,000 liters of barley off of here yesterday to feed my chickens. They were hungry. They were almost completely starved. Little chickens. I think I might end up just selling all these bales because I've got so many. Oh god. Oh god. That's a problem. Discovered you can't get rid of those guardrails. I was messing around with them yesterday. They're very much in the way. Hi, Denver. Oh my god. You guys are right next to each other. Just look at each other and say hi. You don't have to... Oh my god. Idiots. Is that what you guys do? You don't talk to each other in real life? You, like, go into streams and say hello to each other and have all your conversations that way? Don't be a hater. She's balls deep in her PC. Yeah. What's the first game you're playing, Denver? I seen you downloading everything on the new PC. Are you starting with The Witcher or are you starting with Fortnite? I might play some Witcher later on tonight. Doubt I'll stream it because that's just a weird game to try to stream, but... Really want to finish my playthrough of the normal game so I can get to the DLCs, because I've finished the actual game like 3 times but never gotten to the DLCs. The problem is you can't really play the DLCs until you play the original game to get leveled up far enough, and I don't have a save file right now that's good enough to do that, so I'm like playing it over again. Mason, Darkwolf, Jade, Mav, calm down. Yeah, calm down, Mason. Calm down. Guys, this is a chill, relaxing stream. We don't come in here yelling and screaming, and we don't do that here. Occupy. Troy just says hi. See, guys, everybody take a page out of Troy's book. He just comes in here and he just says hi. He doesn't yell. He doesn't use a bunch of exclamation points. He doesn't say everybody's name individually over and over and over again. He just says hi. Hi, Troy. Nice to see you. I appreciate you coming in here calmly and not yelling like everybody else in the stream. Haven't played anything yet. Just been making sure everything's configured just the way I want it. Yeah, that takes like at least a day. At least a day. Especially if you get a store-bought PC that ships with a bunch of bloatware and shit on the startup screen that you got to get rid of, and it takes forever. Even worse if you're a streamer. Like when I bought this PC, it took me the better part of a day just to figure out how to route my fucking sound the right way. Let alone getting the rest of the PC working. Get the fucking bloatware off? Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Like the last 3 PCs that I've gotten have been built from scratch, so they don't really come with too much bloatware. Even Windows itself comes with shit that's just automatically activated that you don't need and you have to get rid of, but... this thing's playing music. What's going on? Wacky Pie with the resub. 12 months, 1 year solid of subbing. Thank you very much, Wacky Pie. And then we got Mav coming in with that. Mav, go back to your own stream. Go back to your own stream. You don't need to be over here pressing buttons. We'll get rid of that. We got Denver with a 10 stream streak. That's nothing to sneeze at. I'll take a 10 stream streak. With the dancing cows. God, you gotta love the dancing cows, guys. Gotta love them. Alright, let's get rid of all this crap. Wacky Pie says, who are you? I don't know the... Like, you guys ask that every day. Every time I stream, you come in here and you ask me who I am, and I never know the answer. You can keep asking, and I still won't know the answer. I rely on you guys to tell me that. Lizard. Lizard. Oh god, who's lizarding? Mason. Troy throwing a little Metallica in the song queue. I was just talking about with Intense last night. Like, I've got my playlist. It has 709 songs on it, 51 hours, almost 52 hours worth of music. Here's the problem. I listen to Spotify so goddamn much that I play every last bit of those 52 hours within month's time. So I feel like I've heard the same songs over and over and over again. So I love it when I'm streaming. You guys come in and start throwing the song requests in and shake it up a little bit, because without thinking about it too much and going to look for it myself, it enables me to hear some different music that I might not be hearing on a normal basis. So thank you for that. Now, that's also kind of a double-edged sword, because some of you like to play some dumb shit that nobody wants to hear, but yeah, it is what it is. Lizard just lizarded right on my head. Stupid lizard. What's up, Eric? Welcome in, dude. Shenanigans might be in order? No. We can make them
That
go away.
man should be arrested immediately.
I think I'm going to mute Mav until he goes and pays attention to his own stream. Just saying. This is a good song. Old Metallica is great. New Metallica is garbage balls. I'm in too many streams at the moment. Yeah, I have Twitch open. I'm missing like everybody I know is streaming today for some reason. It was like that last night too. Like I had so many streams open. I was like, I don't know what to pay attention to. I have a few open muted. I have a few that aren't open at all. I can't be everywhere at once, you know? This was peak Metallica. It really was. Like this, they were, and you got to remember, like, there wasn't a lot of heavy metal music at the time that this came out. So this was, I mean, not only does it still hold up today, but just think about how revolutionary it was when it came out. Like, old Metallica was fucking revolutionary. Trying to get through all the drifting crap in Forza Horizon 6. I have never played a Forza game. I've watched several streams of it. I don't, like... Is it a racing game? Is it just a random driving game? Is it a car collecting game? Is it all of those things? Is it whatever? Like, I don't understand what the game is. I see people that, like, do races, but they don't stay on the road, and they just, like, fly through the woods and farms and towns and shit, and I don't know. I'm not a big fan of racing games in general, so I can't see myself spending the money to pick it up. If it was cheaper, I might pick it up just to try it out, because it looks interesting. It's a very pretty game, I'll give it that much, but I don't understand what it does. It's a mixture of all that. That makes sense. Like, I see Chris talking about it all the time, and all he talks about is these cars that he bought. I'm like, do you actually ever drive cars in the game? Ever? Fun to play and screw around. I got it on Game Pass. That makes sense. I have the cheapest version of Game Pass that literally the only games on there that are even halfway interesting to me are games that I already have. So I haven't looked at it in a while. I can't see spending an inordinate amount of money for Game Pass. It was funny. Why do I hear it? God, that was... I was focused on Intense's stream last night, and I had you up on another monitor on like 2% volume to the point where I couldn't hear you. I forgot you were even there. And then all of a sudden I start hearing this little kid, and I'm looking around. I'm looking at Intense's stream. I'm like, I know Intense doesn't have kids. And I looked up, I saw Michael on yours. I'm like, oh, that's what I'm hearing. Intense is squawking. Hi, Intense. Can't hear you over some dude screaming, so wave like an idiot. Hold on. Hi, Intense. Yeah, he had to know that was going to happen. Why I have Game Pass. Yeah, see, I can't get into spending the money for Game Pass. There's not enough games on there that would make it worth it to me. But not to mention, I hate subscription-based services. I'd rather just go on Steam, buy a game, and have it. Because sometimes 12, 18, 30 months later, I might decide to replay a game, and if it's on Game Pass, well, I don't have it anymore, you know? Forza games are too rich for my blood, and yeah, like, wasn't that game like $70 when it came out? Like, I'd be willing, and I know the game's probably worth more than this, which I'm not debating this, but I'd be myself as not a fan of racing games, I'd be willing to pay maybe $10 for it to try it out just to see what it is, because it looks halfway interesting. With that amount of money, I know I wouldn't get the time out of it that amount of money, not to make it worth it, you know. $70 base, $100 for premium. Yeah, I can't spend that on that game. There's no way. I wouldn't play it enough. Older Forzas were more simulation drivers. Newer ones feel super arcadey. That makes sense. He has no life and no idea what he's doing, Chris. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's got a baby. You would think he would have something of a life that's not spending 12 hours in the auction house of a video game buying cars, but... Booker just farms. He has no idea what he's doing. I do other things other than farm, but yeah, mostly farm. Is it Creed? Slay Squawk. What is Slay Squawk? I recognize that was from you. Of course. Spending endless amount of money on... Yeah. I don't spend money like that on video games. I just can't. Like, Fortnite skins, I've spent literally, I believe, $1 total. Like, when I started playing Fortnite, I started playing because of the Simpsons thing, as you all know. I really wanted the Simpsons character. I believe it was Jenny gifted me the Battle Pass, which got me 9/10 of what I wanted. Also, with the Battle Pass, you get the, how are they called? V-Bucks, the Fortnite tokens. You get so many of those for every level you complete, so I had a little stash of V-Bucks just from that. And then there was a skin that I wanted, and I was like 100 V-Bucks short. I'm like, yeah, I'll spend $1. Why not? It was me or Dan? Yeah, it was one of you two. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was you. Because you were the one begging me to play the game, and then Dan just kind of jumped on afterwards. You got Pedro. Second Pedro sighting of the stream. Barely spend money on stuff I need. Yeah, that's the way I am too. I live life very, very cheaply. I don't spend money on a lot of stuff. Giant wiener in my face. Oh my god. Intense probably couldn't hear you. Booger wants to know what Slay Squawk is. Well, I think he said Slay Squawk, not Slay Squack, but close enough. I know he's not listening to Creed, because Creed's one of the headliners. That'll be like 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, probably. He's in the middle. Actually, I have the schedule in my DMs. I could probably tell you what he's listening to right now. He sent me the schedule. It's a 2-day festival, and I literally did not recognize any of the bands that are on before like 4 or 5 p.m. Not that that's a bad thing. Like, I love festivals like that. Like, we used to go to Ozfest all the time, and the amount of bands that I saw in the earlier hours of Ozfest that I had never heard of before, and it's like, oh, these bands are good, so then you leave and you check them out, you know? Nothing wrong with that at all. Just because you haven't heard of a band doesn't mean you shouldn't give them a shot. I've been turned on to several bands just by them being the openers when I went to go see a concert of somebody else. Never miss the opening acts. That's the advice I give you. Always show up in time to catch the opening acts. You never know what you're going to see. Let's poop out the rest of the bales here. Put this away, get my truck. If you don't like watching people cheat, look away for the next 10 minutes or so. I do use very, very cheaty auto load to pick up bales out of the field because, let's be honest, I'm not driving around with a forklift and picking them up manually for 3 hours. I get that it's not realistic. Also, I don't want to do it, so it is what it is. I'm usually there before the venue staff, so yeah, I definitely agree. Openers or something. Yeah, I mean, I'm that type of person that if I'm going to a concert and they say the doors open at 6 p.m., I am there parked and in line by 5:30 waiting when the doors open. I am that type of person. You find yourself a good spot that's not really overwhelmed with too many people. You get yourself a beer. You scope out the bathroom situation. You scope out the crowd situation, etc., etc., and then you're there when that opening act comes out. Because let's be honest, that's a vibe. That is a vibe. Like when you're in a venue and it's like, I don't want to say quiet, but like they've usually got like, you know, the radio playing at like a low volume just as, you know, background noise or whatever. And then the opening band comes out and does sound check and suddenly it's like 40 times louder than the music that's playing. It's like, oh. Will never, ever, ever forget the first concert I went to. I was like maybe 18, 19 years old. First time I'd ever been to a live music show of any sort in my life. It was for Pantera. And it was at the Civic. I don't know if you guys remember anybody knows the old Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. It was built literally like an igloo. So the sound in that arena was something to behold. But we were sitting, we had seats in the balcony. It was pretty far away, and we got there, like I said, before the doors opened. Went up, got our seats, got something to eat, etc., etc., and we're sitting there and we're waiting. The opening act for that concert was Morbid Angel. If you've ever heard of Morbid Angel, you know, death metal band, very, very, very heavy double bass. Now, granted, let's go back and say I have never been to a live music show in my life. So I am not prepared for how loud this sound is, especially within the confines of the Civic Arena, which was just incredibly acoustically awesome. When the drummer for Morbid Angel come out and did his first sound check, and he walked up to his drum set and they turned it all the way up and they said, "All right, hit the double kick," and he just started like machine gunning on the double kick and it rattled the entire fucking arena. I was in heaven. There's nothing like it in the world in that sound. And then, of course, you know, they come out, you know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes later and start playing actual music, and it's loud as fuck, and it's like, oh my God, like, I'm in love. I love concerts. Only if Ozzy was still alive. Yeah. Let's be honest. Ozzy lived a good life. We knew we were going to lose him eventually. He gave us a lot while he was alive. Like there will never be anybody in the world that will be able to compare to what Ozzy did for us, ever. Ozzy, he cemented his place in history forever. So far, these openers are not. You know, you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Let's see. Let me go look. It is, let's find intense. What time is it? He's an hour behind, so it's 3:30. So he is listening to, he's either listening to the Slay Squad or the Pretty Wild. I've never heard of either one of those bands. Magnolia Park and Puddle of Mud up next. They're not too bad. They're not bad at all. The good stuff's coming, Intense. Hold on. The Slay Squad, but the dudes were really screaming, so it sounded like Squack. I got an idea. Let's see. Let's see if it's on Slay Squad. What is their most popular song? A song called Gumbo. Their most popular song. Let's add it to the queue. Let's try it out. Let's see what it is. Good Lord, how many singers slash screamers, whatever the hell you want to call it, does this band have? That's a whole lot of noise going on. No. No. When metal bands start rapping, you lose me. Yeah, nope. You guys, you lost me. You lost me with this shit. Too much noise? Yeah, I can't. I can't with this. What is this? This is Slay Squad. This is what Intense is listening to right now. I think I don't know if it's the same song. I just kind of picked their most popular song, and honestly, it's kind of ass. It's kind of ass. Guys, we have an ad break hitting in about 30 seconds. I apologize if you are not subbed and have to sit through it. It's kind of a necessary evil with Twitch. We all know that. It'll be 3 minutes long. You won't see another ad for another hour after that, as long as Twitch does what they say they're supposed to do. I've been hearing rumors that they've been running more and longer ads despite the fact that they give us the illusion that we're able to control them. I haven't noticed it myself,
Hello,
but...
motherfucker.
Peachy! What's up, Peachy? Welcome in, sir. How are you today? Alright, that song's over. There goes the ads. Feeling good, just waking up from another nap. Is that your, fourth or fifth nap today, Peachy? I know you said that was like your entire plan for the day, was just a nap all day. Yeah, 31 grand. You don't make much from straw bales, but also it's 31 grand I didn't have before, so I'll take them. Fourth should be the last one. Yeah, go for a couple. I mean, it's early. It's only, what, 3:30 out there? You've got time for at least one or two more. Take a good nap now. Wake up around dinner time, you know. Headache's gone, so yay. Yeah, those are, that's a gamble. There's been several times I've sat here and like, man, I got a headache. I'm going to go lay down for an hour or two. And sometimes it works like magic. You wake up and the headache's gone and you feel great. Sometimes laying down makes it worse. It's a gamble. It's a huge gamble. Peachy with the 7-stream streak. That's an entire week. Freaking Peachy. You should probably put some clothes on. It's a good song. I was just gonna... Are you hearing it, Troy? Or are you in ads? I can restart it when the ad break's over if you're not here. I kind of felt bad that you requested a song and it hit as soon as the ad break started. I hate this little through the woods entrance into the farm. Don't hate it enough to get rid of it, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. Some here, I can hear. Okay, good. Twitch must have gave you shorter ads than what it called for then, which is a rare but good thing. It happens sometimes. Let's gather up the rest of these. Good news is I don't think I'll have to do any prep to this field at all. I was looking. It's good with lime. It's good with, there's no weeds or nothing. So I should be able to just direct drill it and not have to do any work at all. Yeah, according to my little timer, ad break's over, guys. If you're still here, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. This is the part where most streamers would say, hey, I really appreciate you watching the ads because it really, really helps support the stream, but that's a lie. If you watched the ads, you made me 3 cents. Thanks. I didn't see ads. That's incredible. That happens sometimes, but it's so rare. Like, sometimes Twitch just runs out of ads or their little program forgets to actually run them, but... Or it'll say they're running 3 minutes and they only run 30 seconds. Sometimes they'll say they're going to run 30 seconds and it ends up being 3 minutes. It's just, it's impossible to really predict. It'd be nice if it was, but... Oh, God. Yeah, let's see. Who's here we can throw some shout outs to? No Dark Wolf's here. There's a shout out for Mr. Dark Wolf. He actually streamed last night. He did some Helldivers. I was lurking until I heard the little kid. And it freaked me out a little bit. We've got, well, of course, we got Just Peachy Gaming. What was he doing? He was doing some ATS last night. He streamed for like 73 hours last night. That's why he's been napping all day today. Who else do we got? Who else do we got? Of course, there's Mav. He is, he's live right now, I think. At least he was the last time I looked. Some Supermarket Sim. Make sure you go over there, show him some love as well. Wasn't even planning on going that late. Sometimes it just happens that way. You get yourself in a... What the fuck? What is... Hello? My truck broke. Hit an invisible fence. Yeah, sometimes you just get in a groove and you don't realize what you're doing and... Let's see. Do I gotta turn this off? Yeah, okay. There we go. Another 16 grand for bales at, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've done that a few times. I don't do that very often. Normally, when I go live, my plan is about 3 hours. Because that's about as long as I can generally sit in this chair. I've had a few that have gone 5 or 6 hours and didn't even realize it. Like, well, shit, I should probably get off of here and return to normal life, you know? All right, I tell you what. Let's hit the vegetable factory here. This is my money printer. loaded this thing up with vegetables, which is what put me into such crippling debt, but we're hoping we're going to make way more back than the debt that we got put into. We're making carrots, we're making parsnips, we're making some chicken noodle soup, which is made with flour and eggs and no chicken apparently, but, you know, that's what they call it. And kimchi, which all make us quite a bit of money. God, look at that load. Oh, that's going to be wonderful. That's going to be so much money. Is it empty? I do believe it's empty. Yep. Let's go see what this truckload sells for. All right, what do we got? 117. I see. I really thought it would be more than that. Only 117,000. Either way, that gets us about halfway to getting out of the loan. I got a couple other things I can probably sell too. I don't know. When's the last time I've checked on these greenhouses, actually? Let's just drive through this guy's field. It's fine. Walter don't mind if you drive your truck through his field. There's a little bit over here we can load up. It tends to load this up to the left and then the truck wants to tip over. Don't know why. Every time I make a right turn, the truck wants to roll. Look at that. Stay on your wheels. Honestly, greenhouses are kind of a cheat in this game. Like, all you gotta do is remember to put water in them, and they're pretty well passive income. Don't really have to do anything but come over here every couple months and load it up and sell it. Had a partial sentence typed. No longer remember what I was going to say. Oh, a distraction. That's amazing. That's honestly amazing, Dark Wolf. I love it. What did we get? 71,000. I'll take it. I will take it. It'll come to you later, probably after I end the stream. You'll be like, oh, now I remember what I was going to say. Michael needed help finding the house I built for him. How do you lose a house? Easy in Minecraft. Okay, that makes more sense. I thought you meant like an actual house, like a Lego house or something. Like, I'd assume that's pretty big. How do you lose it? You'd find a way. This is true. Yeah, kids are pretty good at losing things. Alright, we gotta go over here. I just fed the chickens, so they should be good, but the cows are definitely gonna need fed. But we'll pull out some eggs, get them transported over to the vegetable factory so they can keep making soup, apparently. Wait a minute, what happened here? Can I not pick this up? There we go. Chickens are finally growing up to the point where they make a decent amount of eggs every month that it's actually worth having them. The key to having chickens is having a lot of them. We've got almost 700 in each one of these. That's what it takes to get a pallet and a half of eggs every month. Object permanence, does it with his cups always, puts it down, walks away, no longer exists. And then he goes and gets another one, and the next thing you know, you've got 73 cups littered around your house. I understand, I do. I understand. A bit of eggs here. We'll grab this wool from the sheep. The sheep produce a ton of wool. And make him find them. There's a, one of the first things that I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook anymore. Like, the platform is just garbage to me nowadays. I used to use it a lot, especially like when my kids were growing up. So one of the first things I do when I wake up every morning, like kind of like my morning coffee and newspaper routine, I go into my Facebook memories. There's a picture that pops up every year when my kids were like maybe 3, 4, 5 years old at the most. I sent them, I was in the process of cleaning the house, and I sent them upstairs because I was like missing dishes. And I'm like, okay, I need you guys to bring back every dish, every cup, every fork, everything that you can find in your bedroom. And I took a picture of the results because literally my sink was empty before they did this, and it was like heaping after they were done. Like, so many dishes that I didn't even know I still owned, they somehow found in that treasure hunt. I'm like, my God, the amount of shit you guys have in your room. Is there easy stainless steel cups, colored rubber bands? He usually remembers the color. Well, that's helpful. But if it's hidden somewhere where we can't see it, it doesn't matter how colorful it is. Where those went. Yeah, exactly. Like, holy shit, I didn't even know that I owned this many cups, but like, it was like a mountain in my sink. That was also the day that we taught the children how to do dishes, because I wasn't washing all those. Alright. So we've got all the animal products. I'm going to actually park this truck because I don't need it anymore. Got a tractor already set up over there. We'll get that. I hate hand washing dishes. I don't mind it. Like, I have, in the various homes that I've had in my life, only once have I ever had a dishwasher. And I honestly never used it. Because, like, you've still got to rinse them off and then load the damn thing up. And then you gotta, when it's done, you gotta pull them out and dry them off and put them away. And it's just like, you're barely saving one step by using the damn thing. I'm like, I can just do them in the sink and it's done. You know, you don't have to run the cycle for an hour and then remember to go back and get them out. Like, fuck all that. Like, if the dishwasher automatically loaded itself and put itself away after it was done, I could see where it would be useful. But honestly, it doesn't take away the most annoying steps, so I've never seen a use for one. But can't see. Driving into the damn shed. You know what I'm doing, guys. I'm a professional driver. I really like this truck. This is like perfect for what I wanted. All right, let's... Oh, wow. Took me right where I wanted to be. Newer dishwashers are way better in the detergent. It's rare I pull a dish out that's still dirty without rinsing them beforehand. See, that's... Okay, I can get behind that. If you don't have to do all that work beforehand, it's not bad. But I just... Like I said, if you got to do all that extra work, I'd rather just wash them by hand. I really would. All right, let's see. So yeah, we fed the chickens, the sheep are fed, we got to feed the cows. They should be good on straw for another month. Probably really don't want to pull the milk out yet either because it's not full, but they definitely need food, so we'll get them some food. Then we'll go back and replant that field that we just cleared out. And that should be it for this month. Let's see. I was doing shoutouts. Anybody I missed? As far as streamers go, not really. Jenny streams sometimes. She was here earlier. Only when she really wants to. And then I just leave it in there, run with the next load. Now it's still dirty. It didn't get it the first time. Just run it 3 more times. It'll be fine. This is fine. This is, yep, this is totally fine. It's good. Oh my god. This may be not fine. Probably should have bought a different trailer for this. We'll take the rest of this food or not? Yeah, it will. Alright. Where are the cows at now? Damn near full. We're good. We're good. Alright, let's... They need to take these NPCs out of the game, because look how fucking creepy this is. Like, if you... Look, he just watches you. He's so creepy. Stop watching me, you freak. Even if I come over here, will he still watch me? Oh, he's still watching me. He's creepy as shit. Where's my dog? Dog's lost somewhere. Children of the Corn vibes, right? Like, he is just, look, like, no matter where you go, look, he's still watching me. Go this way, he still turns. It's so creepy. I'm gonna hide behind the pole so he can't see me. Doggy's on his doghouse. Hi, doggy. Aw, what a cute doggy. You pet him and he rolls over and glitches into the ground. What a great game. Bugs, never heard of them. That's not really a bug so much as they just... I've said this 100 times. I know you've probably heard me say this before. I fully believe that Giants, when they make this game, they give the programming of the dog to some intern who's never programmed a day in his life, and just it's like an afterthought, you know? Oh my god, I don't want to waste all my money on seeds. I always forget that this thing has, like, super capacity. Let's go up to, like, 20,000. Alright, good enough. We're going to change it to, we're going to replant this field with barley. This is my field that I'm going to use to keep the chickens fed. Can't starve the chickens. Let's see, we got to make sure the crop sensor's on. It seems to turn itself off for whatever reason, so we got to turn it back on. There we go. All right, it's on. Yeah, that's not to say that this game is without bugs, but I really don't believe that the dog is a bug. I believe the dog is just terrible programming. Like, they put zero effort into it. They just said, this is what it is, and left it alone. Here, let the new kid fuck with the dog's behavior. Yeah, exactly. And no idea what he's doing. And it's been that way since at least 19. I don't remember if 17 had a dog in it. I know 19 did, and it was just as bad then. Like, we thought it would get better in 22, and it didn't. We thought it would get better in 25, and it didn't. Think about the like all the cool things that you could actually do with a dog. If they've got sheep in the game. I could train a dog to be a sheepdog. Wouldn't that be cool? That's a real thing that exists in real farms that real farmers actually do. I hope Farmerson 25 would have cats. At least I'm roaming. Yeah, that would be like... That's totally a thing. Like, stray cats end up at farms roaming around, and usually, like, the farmer's wife ends up feeding them, and they don't actually serve any purpose, but, like, we've got other random animals in this game that don't serve a purpose. Why not cats? They could have done that. They could have. Even with the first time chat. Welcome in, bud. Welcome in. Be across the map and the dog would be in the middle of the field. How the fuck do you get here, right? Even like barn cats would have been neat. Yeah, just cats hanging around. Like, that is a very realistic thing. It really is. There's so much that goes into just normal farming that they just don't seem interested in doing in this game, but and they give us this obscure shit that nobody's ever heard of and say, well, this is what the players wanted. No, the fuck it isn't. We didn't ask for rice. We didn't ask for water buffaloes. We didn't ask for, you know, so many of the things that they've given us. Players didn't ask for. It's just, no, we didn't ask for that. Sorry. You guys get me on a tangent bitching about this game. It'll go on forever. Booger, Mandy, what's up, Mandy? How are you? At least on Judith Plains, I get sometimes random chickens at the shop. Yeah, we did a playthrough of Judith Plains. I made fun of that literally every time I streamed that map. When you walk around some of the beginning farms, they have the quote-unquote free-range chickens, and them fuckers were everywhere. There were always random chickens, and then they would be like in the middle of the fields. They were everywhere in that game. The problem with, and this is the problem with all of the animals, whether it be the free-range chickens or the dog or what have you, they're all completely non-corporeal. Like every so often, especially this field because it's close to the farm, the dog will just wander and be right in the middle of the field when I'm out here plowing or baling hay or whatever. And you can just run right over him. He just sits in the middle of the field, and you run right over him with the tractor and whatever farm lump. I've run him over with the combine dozens of times. Nothing happens. Completely non-corporeal, completely non-existent. It's just pixels on a screen. They didn't even try to make the animal something that you can do something with. It's like the biggest thing missing from this game. Like, if you would ask me, and this is going to sound silly, if somebody asked me the number one thing that I'd love to see Farm Sim improve, the number one thing, guys, I want to milk a fucking cow. That's it. I want to milk a fucking cow. Not because I really, really, really want to milk a cow per se, but giving us the ability to milk a cow would mean that they finally made the animals interactive and actual things that exist, and not just pixels that you can walk through, you know, or drive through. What players wear and where they paid off, right? Well, and you got to remember, like, this game is way more popular internationally than it is in America, so I kind of get that they're going to get some things wrong to us American players, but even internationally, some of the stuff that they've put in this game, I guarantee nobody asked for, and it's just like, why, you know? Okay, how are you? I am doing well. I'm doing well today. Didn't feel like cooking, so got a beef and cheddar with no bun. Ooh. That sounds messy, but also delicious. Love Arby's. I wish the Arby's in my town didn't suck, because I would eat there way more often, but I kind of hate going to the one here. They've got some bad employees, and it's always a terrible experience. Make it like an optional mini game or something. There are dozens of things they could do. Yeah, and like I said, I don't want to sit here and milk a cow. That's not the reason I say that. I say that because I think it's shit that after, what, 7 different versions of this game now on PC alone, let alone the mobile versions that they make that are garbage too, but how do we still have completely animals that you completely cannot interact with in any way, shape, or form? They're just pixels on a screen. Like, how have they not fixed that? That is a huge part of farming. They always say with every new game, well, we've improved the animals. They're still just pixels. There's nothing you can actually do with them. You put stuff into a trigger, you get stuff out of a trigger. That's it. Pressing buttons. The same with all the factories. Like, the idea of being able to take your products and put them into production lines and produce things, awesome. I love that they implemented that into the game. But it's, at the end of the day, it's just trigger simulator. You dump things into a trigger, you get pallets out of a trigger, and then you spend 27 years stacking up pallets. Like, let me go in there and actually, like, do the things. At least let me go inside the building. I mean, even if it's not interactive, can I at least go inside the building and, like, watch things happening? They can't even implement that. There's some modders that have made some buildings that you can go into, but not Giants. You guys have got me on a tangent. Don't get me wrong, I love this game. I will still play this game for thousands of hours, but there's so many things they could make better that they just refuse to. Let's see here. Composition, precision. Yeah, the pH is in good shape. Is it getting enough nitrogen? So that's perfect, so we'll take it. Yeah, see, I plowed these two fields together, and it doesn't understand this little area in the middle at all. It just doesn't think it exists. I've ran the little sensor thingy over it to try to get it to pick it up, and it doesn't get it. It doesn't understand. So this little stripe in the middle of the field is going to get me horrible yield, but hey, it's better than nothing, I guess. Just a little side programming note. Maybe stream tomorrow. I'm going to say most likely probably not, but I'm not going to completely rule out the possibility once grandmother's coming into town. So I've got plans to head out to my parents' house in the afternoon to see her. I just don't know exactly when. So I might still be able to get a morning stream in. If I do, we'll do some ETS. But not 100% sure. Seems like missing
Hello,
spots.
motherfucker.
Hello, who's that? Kevin. What's up, buddy? What's up? What's up, buddy? What's up? How's it going? I can. Oh my God, Denver is so excited to see Kevin. Look at that. It's not just hi Kevin. You get hi Kevin with like 7 eyes, exclamation points. She is so excited to see you, dude. You're part of Texas today. How far away are you? Oh God. Joey, thank you for the 300 bits. Welcome in. Just heard a random minion screaming about bananas. Hi, everyone. What's up, Joey? What's up? How far away are you guys from each other? I know Texas is like a huge state. Hot as hell and humid. I mean, it's like that here, so I can only imagine what it's like down there. We're at 88 currently, but there's supposed to be storms rolling through. Good news is the wildfire smoke is all blown away. About 8 to 9 hours, yeah. You guys are like an entire normal state away from each other, but in Texas, it's just, you know, he's over there. More days of classroom training, then my schedule gets all sort of messed up for 2 weeks. That doesn't sound fun. Down with messed up schedules. Rained here last night pretty good. See, I thought it was supposed to, like, I kept seeing news reports. Granted, most of them were from Ohio, but, like, literally I can throw a rock and hit Ohio from here, so I thought it would include us as well, of, like, bad storms and tornadoes and shit that were supposed to come through last night, and literally nothing happened. Like, it was dry all night long. Now I've been kind of watching, they're calling for them again today. It got a little windy outside, but I haven't really seen much else yet, so... Yesterday with the smoke in the air was bad here. It was bad everywhere with that smoke the last couple days. It really was. Like, I can remember that, like, first of all, why has Canada been on fire for like 3 years? But I can remember that happening at least once or twice over the last couple years, but I don't remember it being nearly as bad as it was these last couple days. Like, they were shutting down outdoor activities, telling people not to leave their house and whatnot, and I don't remember seeing it that bad. Kind of scary because you're like literally breathing in whatever, not only whatever garbage is burning up there, but also whatever garbage it's filtering its way through as it makes it here. Like, it's a little scary. Whole DMV area was bad yesterday. Yeah, like I was seeing maps. It covered like the entire Northeast area, like from Wisconsin, Minnesota area all the way to like the East Coast. Week and a half of first shift, 2 days on second, then 1 night of third before I start my regular shift. Oh, that's horrible. That's switching shifts like that. I worked third shift for, off and on a pretty decent chunk of my career with Walmart. I'd spend a couple years on thirds and then get pulled back to days and then get pulled back to thirds for a year and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's one of those things that once you get used to it and get yourself into a routine and a schedule, it's not horrible. It's the going back and forth that sucks. Like there was a point where I was on day shift but got sent overnight for 3 weeks to help do like a reset or something, and that was the absolute worst because 3 weeks, just by the time I got used to the schedule change, it was time to turn around and go back. If you do it every day and you're used to it, it's not bad, but that back and forth shit sucks. I know a few people that just work straight swing shifts. Like they'll do a week of first, a week of second, and a week of thirds. I'm like, how do you function? That's like the worst thing in the world for your body. Chose third shift for a few reasons. Listen, it's nice if it works with your life and you can get used to it. It's actually great because you can choose when to sleep and when your spare time is and whatnot. Like it doesn't work for everybody, but like if your family's understanding about it and you can do what you need to do, it's actually really good. But it's just, like I said, the part I hated was going back and forth. I never minded when I was on straight thirds. I really didn't. We're going to call that good enough. There's a couple little spots that it missed, but it doesn't seem to want to pick them up. Took trash out Thursday night when it was bad, only outside for a few minutes, and I just felt like I smoked half a pack. I'll say that's where we're different. The only reason I went outside was to go outside and have a cigarette, so, we just added some wildfire smoke on top of the normal smoke that I was already inhaling. It's fine. We'll be fine. Used to work 2 days... day, 2 weeks night at a metal recycling company. I hated it. Yeah, I don't understand how companies can still do that to people. That is the most horrible thing. Like, just put me on straight thirds, That would be way better. That back and forth shit. Fuck that. Like I said, probably close to half of my career at Walmart I spent on straight thirds, but there were at least 4 to 5 occasions over the years where I was like on days and got set overnights and then back to days, and that's the most horrible thing in the world. It really is. Nobody should be subjected to that. Okay, so I'm going to, let's take a look at some things. Number one reason was the pay differential in 4-day weeks. Yeah. Most companies do give a pay differential for overnights, which is great. When I worked there, I did have 4-day work weeks, which was also great. Although, a lot of companies are going to 410s nowadays. So You don't have to be overnight to get that. It depends on where you are. Like that's what I'm working right now and I love it. I work Monday through Thursday. Let's see. I think we got pretty well everything taken care of that I wanted to take care of. These fields aren't ready. That field's not ready. The grass is kind of sort of ready, but we can let it sit for another month and it'll be fine. Actually, we'll get more out of it, so I can move on that. So I'm going to, where are we at? Money, finances. I've got $253,000. I'm going to pay back $200,000 of this loan. Leaves us a little bit of money to play with and not paying so much interest before I advance to the next month. Now we got $48,000 left. And we had to deal with drunks because we had 5 bars and a 2-block radius. To be fair, when you're out that late at night, you don't need to have bars nearby to have to deal with drunks. They're just everywhere. All right, let's go ahead and sleep. We'll go to 8 o'clock. First and second shift work 5/8. The night walkers work 4/10s. Definitely made a good choice then. 4-day weeks are great. I'm really hoping I don't have to trade them in because I really enjoy them. Okay, so we are in the month of what, February? Yeah, no other fields ready for anything yet. We probably got to get a sprayer on this field, get some weeds off of it. And then we got to go mow the grass. Let's see, where is my sprayer? Have a great evening, catch you later on. All right, Joey, thanks for hanging out, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your night. This field's going to be ready to go in another month or two. Howdy, Scott. Kevin, you've both been here for like an hour now. You're just now saying hi to him? Pay attention, man. Keep up. They asked me right away if Thursday night through Sunday night was alright. I said, sure, I don't do anything on the weekends anyways. Honestly, that kind of works out better sometimes if you work straight weekends. Like, honestly, one of the worst shifts that I ever worked was Monday through Friday, 7 to 5 or 8 to 5 or whatever. Because, like, you can't get shit done. Like, the entire world, like, if you got to go to the bank or to a doctor's appointment or something, the entire world operates Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. When you're stuck working those shifts, you can't get shit done without taking a day off, which nobody wants to do, you know? Switch from phone to laptop. Oh, so now you have to say hi to everybody again because you're on a different platform. Is that how it goes? Everybody forgot you were already here because you switched to the laptop? It's fine if that's how it really works, but I don't think that's how it works. This thing here is an amazing piece of technology. It's filled with weed killer, but you can see it kind of sparkling there. It literally detects the weeds and only sprays when it detects a weed. Each nozzle works individually. I know it's a video game and it's not that much technology, but I thought it was really cool. Oh, Dark Wolf. with the timeout somebody else. He wants to get rid of Kevin. I think we can do that. I'm sorry, I know you just got here on your laptop, Kevin, but Dark Wolf thinks you should take 10 minutes out, so enjoy your 10 minutes. Thanks, Dark Wolf, for the 5,000 channel points. Y'all should stream Fortnite tonight? No, I'm not in the mood for Fortnite tonight. I feel so bad. He just got here. He was just saying hi to everybody. Now he's timed out. Poor Kevin. By that, I don't mean I don't feel bad at all. Second reasons that most of the patients should be in their rooms by the time I get on the unit. Yeah. Much quieter working environment. That was the thing I always loved about third shift. Like, yes, I worked at a 24-hour Walmart. The place was open, and the few customers that we did have were some of the most interesting human specimens you've ever seen in your life. But there's still way fewer of them, so it's a nice balance. You don't have to deal with people as much. Still have 37 points. Only 37? You should have way more than 37. You're like always here, Dark Wolf. 37,000. That makes more sense. I was like, man, how'd you get all the way down to 37? Like enough to do maybe one song request. Less patient interaction means less reports I have to deal with, right? Absolutely. I have to feel like that's one of those jobs that might get really boring after a while. Like, you'll probably sit in an office watching TV half the night, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but... I'm not a big fan of being bored at work. Usually when I run out of things to do, I just leave. Which is not good for the paycheck, but... I wish there was, like, a better way to see what you were doing. Like, I'm really just, like, driving over this field and there is very little visual evidence of what you're doing other than you can kind of see weeds turning black behind you, but it's really hard to see. I end up doing a lot of this, going back and forth to the map to see where I am. The spraying, first time watching Farming Simulator. Yeah, we're spraying for weeds. Like I said, they're kind of hard to see. We just kind of follow the path and hope we're getting them all. Have to walk the unit every 15 minutes, so that probably won't happen. 15 minutes? That's a lot. You're going to get a lot of steps in, dude. Tests like this where the GPS and steering assist really help, because otherwise I wouldn't know where the hell I've been and where I'm going. I said, you can kind of tell. Look, it turns the weeds black, and they're not really... I guess they're kind of black on the front side, too, so really it doesn't change. Trying to see if I can't get a good view. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. You can see it spray it, but kind of knocks it out. That's pretty cool. But you have to get really close to see that. It's raining. I was watching Clarkson's farm. He had an auto tractor. Impressive as hell. The difference in accuracy and reduction of weight. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because that thing, first of all, I love that show. But yeah, those things are impressive as hell. The more technology that they put into farming, the better it's going to get, because most of the wasted shit is literally just human error. Like, and I don't want to say error, but like humans can't perceive accuracy like a computer can, you know? Like those things literally will hit a spot on a field once and never again, because it creates a perfect path to hit it all, you know? Sounds like I was talking about when I started this, like this sprayer, and this does exist in real life and actually works just like this. You can see it kind of sputtering there, like it literally on a nozzle by nozzle basis detects the weed and only sprays when it detects a weed that needs to be sprayed. I have no idea how that works. I think that's really cool. GPS is accurate to less than 3 inches? Yeah. And you think, like, I mean, we've played previous versions of this game that didn't have GPS on it like this. You think about how many more trips up and down the field you made just because you weren't that accurate, you know? People say, oh, it's cheating. No, it isn't. This stuff exists. Granted, only the big rich farmers can really afford stuff like this, but it exists. Get put on a certain unit, I have to document observations on a certain patient every 15 minutes also. Is that like the high-risk ones? The overly crazy ones? Sorry. Can't stand when I have Discord notifications and can't see them. Gotta clear them out. Gotta get rid of the little bubbles. It's a problem. I should learn how to ignore it, but I can't. There's just one there at the moment. That's not too bad then. Yeah. My job, don't know what the hell's going on at the moment. Any of you guys were in the stream last weekend, I announced plant shutting down, was most likely going to be losing my job by the end of the month. They sold the business, etc., etc., etc. Well, I went into work Monday, had a meeting with the owner, or not a meeting, like a conference, etc., etc. Turns out another buyer emerged that wants to buy our entire division of the company and keep everything operational. Nothing set in stone yet. No paperwork's been signed or anything, but it's, you know, looking very good that that's the intent. So maybe not losing the job. Maybe the plant will be staying open, which we're hoping is a good thing. About 1 billion questions that are unanswered right now, but biggest thing is hopefully not losing the job at the end of the month. What that will look like afterwards, I don't know. We'll be working for a different company. Basically, they want to buy the plant, the operations, the customers, and the employees, everything. And just from what I've heard, they just want to keep the status quo and operate it as it's been operating now. Now, we all know they may start out like that. It won't stay that way, which is fine. It's you know, lot of variables on the table, but either way, hopefully. Wonderful job nursing, vastly underappreciated. Oh yeah. Very much underappreciated. That would be a big positive. Yeah, for sure. Because let's be honest, do I think I have the greatest job in the world? No. Do I get pissed off at my job damn near every day? Absolutely. I think we all get frustrated with our jobs. But I just started thinking about the alternatives. Like, first of all, I've got some pretty decent benefits with this job that I'm gonna, like, just, the schedule alone is great. But some other things that are just, you know, not gonna be able to get somewhere else. Not to mention, guys, I'm 44 years old. I don't want to go out and start another job brand new from scratch, learn everything. It's just, I am too old to learn new tricks. I am too old to interview, and I can do it. I have to, but I don't want to. I was not looking forward to that part of it. So let's hope it sticks. Hope it stays pretty well the same, normal-ish, you know. But hopefully within the next week or two, we'll have some details. Feel that bit past starting over new place. Yeah, I mean, I've only had this job for 2 years, and it was a struggle starting this job. And you know, I've never done a job like this at all. I pick up everything very quickly. I am a quick learner. That doesn't mean I want to learn. Like I don't want to learn new things. Thing is, it's not a nursing job. I'll be working security. I think you'll be amazed how similar those two things are, though. Oh shit, ad break hit. Bye. Now we gotta go cut the grass. Maybe put some fuel in this tractor before I take it halfway across the map. Remember, so I bought this big ass field here. I planted wheat in this. Oh, that's gonna be ready in a month. That's gonna be ready next month. Oh boy, that's gonna suck harvesting all that with my tiny ass combine. Probably be the next on the list of things to buy is a bigger combine because I'm getting some bigger fields. Jesus Christ, what's going on? Arkwolf with the 5 gifted subs. Holy shit, who does go to? Eric got one. So Eric, if you're in ads, refresh the stream. You just got a sub. Come back. Oh my god, now I'm hearing trains. Choo choo. Darkwolf started a hype train. Eric got a gifted sub. The Traben got a gifted sub. Truck and Train. That's an interesting name. Are you a truck or are you a train? 2 lit, and Troy got one. I know Troy was here earlier. I don't know if he's still hanging out or not, but Darkwolf, thank you very, very much. Has that kicked off a hype train? We are at level 2 something, blah, blah, blah. Denver's just throwing squirrels out there. The squirrels are very excited for this 5 gifted subs. Look at them dancing. They're dancing for you, Darkwolf. Oh, Jesus. Denver throwing out a gifted to Mr. Joey Sanford. I think he left. Thank you very much, Denver. Wacky Pie coming in with 5 gifted. Guys, calm down. That's too many. That's too many. Calm down. We don't need all these. Let's go to Grubby, Relax, Sparky, Clyde, and Re. I've never heard any of those names, but I really, really like Re. That's an awesome name. That is great. Thank you, Wacky. Thank you, Denver. Thank you, Darkwolf. Now calm down. What did I start? Right? You started something. What's that take us to? We're at a hype train. Level 4 hype train. Guys. More the merrier, right? I mean, I guess. Twitch does these cool little hype trains, and it's supposed to, we're supposed to see, let's get hyped up, guys. Yeah, more. No, I'm not going to do that. I've said it a million times. I don't do this as a full-time job. I do this as a hobby. I'm not going to sit here and beg for money. If you guys want to throw some subs at people so they don't see ads, great. Never expected. Never expected. I appreciate it, though. Thank you very much. All the money from that stuff goes into a separate account, and who knows? Maybe it'll buy me a new chair. I've always got like a little list of things that I need to improve for streaming. Since I've been streaming less, that list has kind of dwindled a little bit, but I think number 1 is a new chair, and number 2 is a new desk. I've said it several times before. After I sit in this chair for 2 or 3 hours, it starts to hurt, and I got to get up and move around. I was saying, oh god, okay, you gotta turn the mower on. And it's already lowered. There we go. Oh my god, it's like I forget what the hell I'm doing. There are a few things in this world that I enjoy more than when Jonathan Davis from Korn starts making random noises that are not actual words. He's so good at it. Lincoln Park. As Intense isn't here, he's busy. I need someone to yell Lincoln Park in the chat. Can't listen to Lincoln Park without somebody yelling Lincoln Park in the chat in all caps. Lincoln Park. Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Sky. Intense will be proud of you. I'll be sure to let him know that you've taken over while he's busy. Dark Wolf. Thank you. Thank you. See, it's just it's not the same like listening to Lincoln Park without somebody just yelling it randomly. Intense has been doing that since the first day I put music on my stream. There's one thing he's good at. It's doing the same annoying thing over and over and over again until you just want to blow your brains out. Working a violent offender unit. I'll let y'all figure out what goes on between violent and offender. Yeah. What did we get? Hype train complete, guys. Level 4. I don't know why it says 0% because it was definitely over 4%. Oh, I got a little headbanger. That's cool. Thank you very much, guys. 11 gifted subs between 3 of y'all. Very much appreciated. Different emotes. Dark Wolf got a... Is that a head bobbing kitty? What the hell is that one, Denver? What is that thing doing? Is that a panda holding up a sign? I can't tell what that is. Let's see, what's it called? It's called Red Card. Oh, the little panda's giving us a red card. I like my little headbanging guy best out of all of them. Oh, that's a giant kitty. He's just vibing. He's not really headbanging. He's just vibing. Thank you for the 30 bits, Dark Wolf. I love the giant emotes. You can actually see what the hell they are. Because normally on Twitch, they're so fucking small. And they put detail on them, you can't even tell. Serval? Wait, a serval? What is a serval? It doesn't even sound like a real word. That big kitty's called a serval? I've never heard that before. This kind of looks like a... I guess it's not exactly like a leopard. Like, it's got spots like a leopard, but the ears don't match. Really funny, I keep catching Michael's head bang and vibing. Now I gotta see, is that what it's called? Yep, it says serval bop. You taught me something new today, guys. I have never in my life heard of a serval. Medium-sized wild African cat. I feel like I'm at a damn zoo. Oh, that's cute. Look at the kitty. Guys, look at the big kitty. Isn't he cute? Such a pretty kitty. My favorite Slipknot songs. What have we listened to? Yeah, this is a good one. Their old stuff was all real good. Like the last time we saw Slipknot, they played their entire first album front to back. Not in order, but they played like every song from the album and nothing else. I didn't really think it would be that awesome of an experience until I experienced it. And yeah, it was a very awesome experience. Serval means wolf deer in Portuguese. So that's a wolf deer. No, it's not. It's a cat. It's not a wolf deer. I want one, but they're like 10K. That's fine. You just buy two, honestly. That's not that much. You better check to see if it's legal for you to own one in Texas before you do that, though. If you can't have a skunk, I don't think they're going to let you have a big kitty like that. Oh, Rockefeller. Just drive a few more miles. It'll be fine. Between you and Denver, my God, if you guys were rich, you would have an entire zoo, wouldn't you? Like, sometimes I think it's a good thing that you're not that rich, because you guys would definitely use it for evil. You would have every animal known to man living on some ranch somewhere. And then inevitably one of them would probably escape and kill an entire town. And then you'd end up in jail. You just want the cowsies. Yeah, I realized when that new DLC for this game comes out, they're going to have at least 4 different kinds of cows in this game. They just keep adding more and more, and they all do the exact same thing. Which takes me back to my earlier rant about them not doing anything useful with animals. They keep adding animals to the game, but they all do the same exact thing. We've got more pixels that we can look at. Yay. I have my skunk, a bear, serval, cheetah, and honey badger. Honey badgers are awesome. I can't remember where it was. I took the kids to some zoo a few years ago, and it was like a smaller zoo, like a petting zoo almost, but there was a honey badger there, and he was literally our favorite thing in that entire zoo. Like, he was in his little habitat, and they had like a glass window in front so you could look at him. And that fucker, like, he had a path. He had like a little rock for him to sit on or whatever, and he had a path worn in front of that rock, and he just kept walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and he would swing his head like this, and he would swing his head like this every time he turned around. We stood there and watched him for hours. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, and he just kept going, just kept walking back and forth, back and forth. That's all he did the entire time. We walked away, went to the see the rest of the animals in the zoo, made our way back to him. He was still just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was crazy. Barrelissimo, welcome in. How are you doing? For 10K, I could have a Blueprint 383 engine in my pickup. No, you got to buy a big kitty. Priorities, man, priorities. See, this is the problem. This guy likes exotic animals, but he also likes nice cars and motorcycles and shit. You're never going to have any money, dude. You have too many hobbies that cost you too much money. It's a fact, but it's all fun and games. Yeah, but you're going to be broke. Constantly broke. I have a small kitty that annoys the shit out of me. Big kitty, they'll do the same. They're better when they're bigger. Don't ask me to explain why. They just are. Probably because you can send them to eat people that you don't like. I just realized it's probably a good thing I don't have money either, because I have a lot of bad ideas that would most definitely land me in jail for a long time. Sell the supercharger and buy a kitty? There you go. But you have to have a plate. Like, do you have a big enough yard to keep the kitty? Like, you can't keep them in the house all the time. Like, something that big would need room to roam. For sure. You'd have to have a really big fence so it doesn't get out and like attack the entire city. Clean out that litter box. No, you gotta let them outside. You got something that big, you gotta let it outside. Have to enclose the backyard like a zoo, yeah. Electric fences, 10 feet high. And then that would start the rumors, like as if your neighbors already don't think you're crazy. They're driving by your house going, I wonder why these people have 10-foot electric fences at their house that you can't see through. What are they doing in there? And the rumors start. Most of the rumors probably wouldn't be wrong, but also, do you really want people making up that many rumors? These are the kind of things we think about. Just notice to put on the 10-foot electric fence around the property. This fence is to protect you. Yeah. This is to protect you, not what's inside. It's to protect you from what is inside. Every time I think I've heard every Ozzy Osbourne song in the world, something pops up out of obscurity that, how have I never heard this song? Great song. I wasn't trying to detach it. Don't yell at me, game. Trying to fold it up so I can put it away. Go get a trailer and pick it all up. At some point I should put a shed over here. I just leave my lawnmower sit out, exposed to the elements. It's fine. Pretty sure my big, yeah, pickup trailer's over here. What tractor is that? Valtra something or other. I don't remember exactly which one it is. It's the bigger Valtra one. It's like a Massey Ferguson. Nah. This is literally, other than, well, let's see. We've got, I don't remember what the name of this one is. Some crappy old brand. This is Fiat Turbo we've got over here, made by Fiat Agri. I don't know. But I bought this just for kind of plodding around the animal areas over here. Other than that, like, this is the only tractor I've ever owned on this farm. It's got 37 hours on it. It's done a lot of work. I do everything with one tractor. Namely because I can't afford to buy another one. S series? There you go. Yeah, all I know is it's a Vultra. I don't get into the models and whatnot. Spent the money to get one big enough to do what I need it to do, and 280 to 425 horsepower. Yeah, I think that's what I've got it at. Is it like? I mean, let me look. Now you're making me think. Vehicle. That's a S416. It's got 420 horsepower, which is just enough to do what I need it to do. It struggles with the plow a little bit, but other than that, it does pretty good. You only do agriculture in this game, or is livestock an option? You missed my rant earlier. I have livestock on this map. I've got chickens on this map. I got cows and I got sheep. My biggest gripe with this game, like I want to do things with animals. It's not well done, and it hasn't been since they implemented them into the game 10 years ago. They're pixels. That's all they are. They don't actually exist. You can't actually interact with them. You dump food into a trigger on their barn, and then you get milk out of another trigger or whatever. It's just, they're so poorly done, and they keep saying they're going to improve them, and they never do. But the game does have several animals. It's got, it's got chickens, it's got sheep, it's got goats, it's got, you can do both beef cows and dairy cows. You can't slaughter the beef cows because that would be against the rating of the game. God forbid you actually know that farmers kill animals for food. Need a ranch cowboy simulator? Look up a ranch simulator. It's kind of I don't want to say poorly done. It's actually pretty well done. Very grindy game, but if you're into actually taking care of animals and stuff, that game does it way better than this game does. There's some glitchy sides to it. There's some annoying sides to it. People have opinions about the game. It is what it is, but I mean, you can raise and breed pigs in that game, and then you can shoot them with a shotgun and turn them into sausage. Forbid this game would do that. That would be, oh my god. They would lose so many people. But as far as the actual dealing with animal side of the things that this game doesn't do well, I think Ranch Sim is the best game that I've seen for that. Like I said, it's not a great game on its own. It's very grindy, especially at the beginning. But once you get moving, it's fun. To be fair, I haven't played that game in a couple years. It's probably been updated and changed so much that I wouldn't even recognize it anymore. It's just one of those games that I spent so much time getting so far on it, and then one of their updates was like, well, you've got to start a new save. I'm like, well, I don't want to, because the first 15 to 20 hours of that game is so fucking grindy just to get to a point where you can do anything even halfway fun that I can't see myself going through it again, so I've never started another save. Like, it's not bad the first time around, but you don't want to do it again. Sarah stopped playing it? Yeah. Like, it was kind of fun the first time around, incrementally growing and whatnot. It felt a little grindy, but okay, this is a challenge, whatnot. But to have to start over and do that same shit again, no, I'm not doing it. I kind of want to check out, like, they added farming, and I think I think you can like mine oil in that game now. I think like they added some new features that I really wanted to check out, but I didn't want to grind through a new playthrough to get there. I spend 8 hours just chopping down trees just to get enough wood to build the stuff that you need to build in the beginning of the game. And then you don't have any money and you don't have any animals, so you got to go around the map and hunt for food and then try to sell the meat, and you don't get hardly any money for it. And it's so hard to find the things that you're actually hunting, and you got to like kind of... At one point, I had like the logic of the game sussed out to the point where I knew where all the deer and bears and everything were going to spawn every day, and just kind of systematically grinded it until I didn't need to anymore. But then they changed that too, and I don't feel like going through that again. Which sucks, because I really enjoyed like the middle to ending parts of that game, but... Need to find a quick start mod. I mean, I'm sure there's probably a way to cheat money into it. I never really looked into it. I would almost guarantee there's a way to, you know, edit your config file or whatever, so you start off with enough money that you don't have to do that. I just hate playing games like that way, you know? I don't want to cheat. I want to do it the right way. We gotta turn this on. Whereas I've seen it done, yeah, like I said, I'm sure there's a way. There's a way to cheat in damn near every game out there. The hard part with that is like, and I've experienced that with this game too, is you got to know when to stop, you know? Like, okay, I don't want to start with $0 and have to do that incredibly horrible grind to get to the point where you're like comfortable enough with money to actually play the good parts of the game. But then once you start cheating, where do you stop? You know? Like, I've done a few playthroughs of this game where I said, okay, I don't really want to cheat, but I don't want to start completely from scratch. So I'll throw in $2 million and say that's enough to buy land and equipment, and then I'll grind it from there. Well, then there's some piece of equipment that I forgot to buy, so I cheat in another $100,000 to get that piece of equipment. And it's like a slippery slope to the point where you're not even really playing the game, you know? Just enough startup cash to get a decent tractor or some land. Yeah. Yep. This playthrough, so the only money that I cheated into this playthrough was when I first started it, I bought, I want to say it was a liming trailer that was part of the Highlands Fishing DLC, and I didn't realize that it was part of that DLC when I bought it. So I since have removed that DLC from this playthrough because there was talk of some people, which never actually happened, but there was some talk of some people coming in to play multiplayer that didn't have that DLC. I'm like, that's fine. I'm not actually using it. I'll just remove it off the server anyway. And when I did that, that Lime trailer disappeared. So I cheated myself back the cost of that. That's the only money that I've cheated into this save at all. Everything else has been grinding. Just enough, yeah. Remember that? Yeah, I think I was on stream when I did that. I said, listen, I'm going to put in exactly this amount of money because I had a piece of equipment that I bought that's now disappeared. I don't consider that cheating. I just consider that making up for something getting stolen, you know? Oh, I didn't realize doing this compacting with a trailer makes it go way faster. I'm up to like 90% already. Holy shit. 20 minutes looking for the thing. Yeah. I didn't realize when I bought it that it was part of that DLC. Like, oh well. I wasn't really that attached to it. I just bought it because I thought it looked cool. One thing this game needs, and honestly, I think I saw a mod for it not that long ago, is like a test drive option. It's like, it's okay. Let's say, you know, I'm going into the store. Let's go down to, let's say this is a spader. I don't know what the fuck a spader is. I have no idea what this thing does. I can pull this up. It'll give me a little bit of information. So let's say that I get in my mind that I think I know what this piece of equipment does. So I spend $58,000 on it. Turns out it's not what I want. Well, if I'm trying to play a realistic save where I'm pinching every penny, now I'm suddenly out $58,000 for something that I didn't need and shouldn't have bought. Game needs a test drive option. I would need to be able to test drive things, you know? Which, like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a mod for that. Should probably really look into that and see if I can get it added. All right, 271,000 liters of chaff getting blanketed over. That'll make some silage that we can then put into the... Actually, speaking of that, what kind of shape is this thing in? Do we need to add... Oh my god, yes. Need to add a few bales of hay, a few bales of straw, and it's almost out of silage. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. I don't have a trailer for that. Let's take 3 bales of hay. I'll just carry them over there one by one. Fill this up. Probably, because the only way you can really do that now is lease the thing. Yeah, leasing costs a hell of a lot of money too. Like that's how I got into the predicament I'm in with the loan, is that I leased a vegetable harvester to do those 2 fields, and I had it for longer than I thought it would, and it charges you every hour on the hour. So it ended up being like 60 grand by the time I was done. I was in the negative. Skyboards, when do you want me to order Red Lobster yet? Oh, you ordering me Red Lobster too? They have the endless shrimp. That's literally the only reason I ever go there. Oh shit, that's full. All right. Can I put this in the sheep pen maybe? Are they on food? They've still got a bale sitting there. That's all right. We'll sit this one next to it. Here you go, sheepies. Have some food. I think I'm gonna do the ultimate feast. What is it, the ultimate feast? What is that? Is this? No, I didn't want hay. I picked the wrong damn thing. I wanted straw. Damn it. Straw. There we go. Let's see. Needs about 5,000 there. They closed our local one. We have one locally. I'll be honest, like, I remember this from when I was doing DoorDash. I used to go, like, I don't go there very often, but I remember I used to go in there a lot for DoorDash. Place was always empty. Like, they don't seem to do hardly any business at all. I don't know how they've stayed open. I really don't. I think it's a front for money laundering drug dealers or something. They have these broils and stuff too. It's crab legs, a lobster tail, shrimp, and a baked potato. Now you're making me hungry. Oh god, we gotta start deciding what's for dinner, because you're definitely making me hungry. Feeding the cows, feeding the cows. Come get your food, you fat fucking pieces of shit. That cow mooed at me when I said that. Get your straw to poop in. This stupid thing only like half works when it wants to. I've never been able to figure out what makes it work and what makes it doesn't work. I just press the buttons and hope it works. All right, let's see. I could probably use to throw another bale or two into that, honestly. Oh, no. Let's take two. Get it in there right? Nope. Oh crap. Let's see. Can you? Yeah, let's open the gate. Such a pain in the ass. Now I can't grab it. It's like stuck up there. Pick up the entire trailer, but I can't grab the hay bale. Holy shit. Great coworker just drove through the gated fence. He said he accidentally hit the accelerator. Oh shit. That's not good. Tell you what, let's just get the other one. I fucked up putting that in there. Damn it. Now it's stuck. Can't get it out. Oh Jesus, where am I? This is how you're supposed to load it. You're supposed to open up that back door and put it in there, and I didn't do that. And oh, let me grab it. There we go. Now it's in there. Now it should work. Okay. There we go. Press all the buttons. It's how I play tape. Yeah, just press all the buttons until it works, you know? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It actually happened recently. 2 Greek restaurants in town owned by Tony the Greek were raided by FBI, IRS, SWAT, and local PD for illegal high-stakes gambling, extortion, racketeering, violent intimidation, and Jesus Christ. That's a lot of stuff. Over 20 people were indicted. Jesus Christ. Honestly, not surprising, though. Like, I've been around a few Greek restaurants, and let's just say, yeah, the thought of them being owned by the mafia is not ever far from your mind, you know? These people are fucked, yeah. Greek mafia, yep. Yeah, Greeks and Italians, man, you gotta be careful. His car is totaled, his bumper's hanging off. Oh shit, that sucks. Kind of funny if you're not the one that it happened to, but he probably thinks it sucks. Whoops, right? Whoops. Good cows are making all this poop, but I can't afford the trailer to put it in, so it just kind of keeps building up there. Eventually that'll be useful to me, I think. Okay, what else was I gonna do? Milk. So that's 26,000 liters of milk. I suppose I should empty that out. Where's my other tractor at? Left it over here. The wonderful, amazing, weird sounds of System of a Down. What is this song? Oh, yeah. Ooh. $58,000 for milk plus a $3,000 environmental bonus. That's a lot of milk. Think about it. What's a gallon of milk? Like $5 in the store? How much milk would you need to get up to $58,000 worth? I'm not sitting here doing math. I don't really care that much. Let's just say that's a lot of milk. Trying to think if there was anything I wanted to do this particular month before skipping forward. I think this needs a little, yeah, this field needs fertilized. I gotta go do that. Other than that, I think I can skip forward. Rounded off, 60,000 gallons at $5 in the store would be about 12,000 jugs. Holy shit. And it all fit in that little teeny tiny trailer that I had there. That trailer is just slightly cheaty. Slightly. It's not like overwhelmingly unrealistic, but I turned the capacity up a little bit because I think the original capacity was like 8,000 liters and I was making like 30 trips across the map just to sell milk every month. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. So I turned it up a little bit. That's fair. Yeah. There's certain things that are just overwhelmingly monotonous in this game that I'm sorry, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. It is what it is. I'm gonna put that much time into the game. I want to feel like I'm somewhat getting somewhere. Like the game takes a long time as is, you know? Like when you think about the fact that I guarantee you know at least a couple people that have 2, 3, 4,000 hours into this game, maybe more, and you realize that's just because everything in this game takes so fucking long to do. Especially if you play it completely without cheating. Like I've watched streamers spend an entire stream just lifting bales out of a field with a forklift and loading them onto a trailer, and that was like an entire 4-hour stream. Like, it's realistic. I admire the grind. Also, who's got time for that? I did sugarcane once. I got modded trailer to, yeah. Oh yeah, imagine doing sugarcane without a modded trailer, because that, like a good sized field of that will yield like 4 million liters. Just to put that in perspective, this trailer that I've got here holds, I want to say, 25,000 liters. So if you're getting 4 million liters off of a field and carting it away 25,000 at a time, like, I'm not going to lie, I bought the vegetable harvest that I did, what did I do? I did carrots and I did red beets, I think. Red beets? I don't remember what it was. I think it was red beets. I bought a modded trailer for that, and I've got it hidden on the map, and I'm literally only going to use it for vegetables because just the yield on those is so much higher than anything else that it would be insane just constantly taking those trips. So I got a modded trailer that holds, I think, 500,000 liters, and I'll literally only use it for vegetable harvests. Like, there's realistic, and then there's insanity. I'm not here for insanity. Oh, you know what? Just thought of something. Hold on, where are we? I can't fertilize that grass field yet. It won't recognize it until it starts growing back. I gotta remember, I gotta do that next month. Actually, that being said, I can probably go ahead and skip forward a month because that's all I was gonna do. Let's see, what button is it? Yeah. Magic sleeping in the middle of the road. Raining. So now let's see. So that, I thought I would have more fields that were ready to go by this point. Just this one, and that's, what is this? Wheat. I thought, what's this? This is peas. Shows 4 out of 5, so it'll pop next month. Just got this field we'll have to harvest. All right, that's not too bad. I literally thought every field was going to pop this month. Go over and fertilize my grass field. Took me hours to get that cane. It was the biggest field in 22 on the very first map. I want to say, I think this happened before I started streaming. I don't think Mav might have streamed it. But one of the first maps that we did with Intense, Mav took it upon himself to plant one of our biggest fields with sugarcane. I remember coming into the server going, oh my god, what have you done? What have you done? It took him and I hours together. Like, we bought 2 harvesters and all the equipment to go with it. It still took the 2 of us hours upon hours to harvest that. Like I said, I want to say that was before I started streaming. I don't remember if he streamed it or not, but yeah, that was horrible. We still talk about it. It was like 4 or 5 years ago, and we still talk about that. Like, hey, Mav, want to do some sugarcane? Fuck no! Okay. Guys, I have got a... I think he streamed some of it. Yeah, I'm trying. I do believe I think he streamed it. I know Intense didn't stream it. I don't even think he was there, but... Guys, I've really got to pee. So I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break. I'm going to leave you here with these wonderful chickens. I'm going to go pee, refill my water. I will be back approximately 5 minutes or so. I'll go ahead and pop ads while I'm gone, so hopefully that gets rid of them when I come back. Yeah. 5 minutes or so. I'll be back. Be right back. You've been sitting here watching the chickens the whole time, Denver. They're very excitable little fuckers. Like, they move around quite a bit. Attack each other. Look, that one's walking right through the damn food. As I said, they don't actually exist. I can run right through them. Can't pet them. I can't pick them up. I can't do anything. They're just pixels. They're just there. Drives me insane. I should be able to pick up a chicken and punt it across the field. Okay, let's go ahead. Fertilize this grass real quick. This will take about 2 minutes, and we'll go back and pick up that wheat field. I don't fuck with chickens in games anymore. Thank the Legend of Zelda games. Elaborate. I don't think I ever really played the Zelda games that much. What did the chickens do in Zelda games that have you so traumatized to dealing with chickens? I gotta know. Chickens are cute, but they're little dicks. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They are mean fuckers. Most Zelda games, if you attack the chicken enough, they attack you in swarms and will kill you if you don't get into a building. There was another game that was like that. You got me thinking, what other game was like that? Oh, it was Ranch Sim. It was Ranch Sim. I remember in Ranch Sim, the chickens would lay eggs. And only some of the eggs were like fertilized eggs. Like, it was kind of like completely random how many fertilized eggs the chickens would put down. But you had to go to the chicken coop every day and collect the eggs, whether they were just like, regular unfertilized eggs for selling, eating, whatever. Or like you could get the fertilized ones that would then in turn hatch more chickens. But by God, if you picked up a fertilized egg and the chicken noticed it, it would attack you and peck the fuck out of you and eventually kill you. And I never did figure out a good way around it other than picking up an egg, and if you hear clucking, just run for your life. That was like literally the only way around it. There was no good way to tell. Like, there was like I forget what it was called, like a little flashlight you could point at it to see if it was fertilized or not. I forget what it was actually called. Something you had to buy, but it didn't work that well, so I never used it. I would literally just pick up an egg, and if I heard clucking, I would run for my life. That was like the only way to play that game. God, now I'm missing Ranch Sim. I'm gonna have to look up if there's ways to cheat so I can get past the first 10 hours of it or so and maybe get back into that game, because that was a good game. I know a lot of people gave it shit, but it was a good game. That game was great. It really was. Like I said, it was so grindy, but once you got into it, it was fun. I remember Sarah freaking out the first time that happened. Yeah. That was one of those things, like, that game didn't have much of a tutorial at all. It didn't warn you about these things. Like, just all of a sudden, you're dead because a fucking chicken pecked you to death, you know? Fortnite used to have chickens and you could fly with them. Oh, God. I don't remember that. Make sure you keep your truck nearby so you could hop into it and just floor it. See, I was never that smart. I would just run. I would just run. And sometimes you had to turn around and shoot the chicken so it wouldn't kill you, you know. You couldn't run fast enough. I got so tired of grinding. Yeah, like I tried, I re-downloaded the game like maybe a year or so ago and tried starting a new save. And I played it for like 2 or 3 hours and I'm just like, I don't want to cut all this wood again. And it's such a grind. I ordered food just in time. It'll take an hour for us to get an hour. Holy shit. You do start a game, I'll join you. I bought it, never played it. All right. All right. Might be something to think about. There's been an extreme lack of new games lately, so I find myself playing old games, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like I have 100 and some games in my Steam library, and so few of them have I actually finished or gotten that far on. I tend to get about 30 or 40 hours into a game, and then I get bored with it, and I get another game, and I play that for 30 or 40 hours, and then I get another game, and I play that for 30, 40 hours, and I get bored with it. And then when I go back to the game, my problem is I forget what I was doing, and I don't want to try to figure it out again, so I start another new save. Like, Intense makes fun of me all the time with this with Satisfactory. I get so far in Satisfactory, but I have a breaking point where I just, okay, now I'm bored with the game, and I won't go back to it again for 6 months, and then I'll start over again. I've done that probably 10 times in that stupid game. Captains of Industry is another one. I'll start over, I'll get to a certain point, and then I'll just stop playing it. Bad habit of not finishing games. Holy shit, who wants to see a Mustang on 24s? That's like bigger than the actual car. Near General. Hold on. Let me park this tractor. That looks ridiculous. Mustang should not be that high off the ground. Holy shit. That's... No. Don't do that. That's terrible. That is ridiculous. I'm not impressed. What the fuck? Exactly. Like, no, there's just certain things you shouldn't do. God, this thing needs fuel. Holy shit. Good thing I looked at that. It would have ran out of fuel in the middle of the field, and then I'd been really screwed. It's ugly as hell. Agreed. 100% agreed.
That man should be arrested immediately.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect use of that one. This is going to be fun. I definitely need to put a bigger combine on the shopping list. This might take a minute. Matter of fact, I probably will not finish this on this stream. Just being real. But we'll see how much we can get done. Big wheat field. So this will go into the flour mill. Let me see where I'm at with that. So yeah, we got a grain mill. It was making oat flour. It ran out of oats. So we'll deactivate that. It's making wheat flour. It's still got 46,000. So what we're doing with all this flour, it's going into the preserved food factory. It's making noodle soup. Apparently you can make noodle soup out of flour and eggs. Weird recipe to me. We have a lot more flour than we do eggs, so kind of my goal is this thing will hold 140,000 liters of flour. Once it gets full, I'm going to continue to make flour and then just start selling it, but I want to get this thing full first. That's the long-term plan. Ooh, look at all that weed. It's not weed, it's wheat. Wheat with a T, not weed. I don't have weed in this game. There are mods, but I don't have any of those on here. There is a mod out there I've seen some people play. Like, it's a whole modded map with weed built into it, and it's got like production chains built into it and like all kinds of stuff you can do with it. I've never played it. I've watched a few streamers play it, but never played it myself. Isn't it fucking crazy that people could survive solely on wheat back in the 1700s? Yeah, they just make bread and they lived on bread for their like entire lives. What a horrible life that must have been. I don't even really like bread that much. And somehow they made bread that lasted absolutely forever that could get them through entire winters. Yet when I buy a bag of bread at Walmart now, it's moldy within 4 days. Somebody explain that one to me. Yes. Right? I think about that when I watch Game of Thrones. Like, okay, that, you know, the whole setting of that show is like fantasy. Westeros doesn't actually exist, but it's based around like medieval shit, you know? And you see them, you know, we have to have enough grains and bread to get us through the winter time. I'm like, how do you make bread that'll last you through the entire winter? Molds if you look at it wrong, right? Like, why don't we have that now? How did they have bread that lasted through the winter in medieval time, but we don't have it now? I've thought of making our own bread rather than buying it from the store. Would it be better? Would it last more than a week? I've never made my own bread. Wouldn't even know how. Watching shows like that makes me wish I lived during those times. We're definitely simpler, that's for sure. Made bread before, but it was always gone in like 2 days, so I have no idea what the shelf life is. So now, see, you got to test that theory then. You gotta make bread and then just put it in a closet for like a month and just see what happens. Had to Google it. Medieval bread lasted longer than modern bread due to dense whole grain flour, natural sourdough fermentation, and a thick fire-baked crust that sealed in moisture. Okay. So that brings up the question of why do they not still make it like that? Like, what do they do to it nowadays that it doesn't last, you know? Dark Wolf the Knowledge Bomb. Oh yeah, he's very good at finding out answers to our questions. It really didn't answer all of our questions though. Why does it not do that now? Why did they change it so it goes bad in 2 days, you know? Thinner crust and is more airy. Maybe it tastes better because it's thinner. People don't like crust. I don't know. I'm just making shit up. It's not cheap to do. This is true. Excuse me. Don't know if that came through the mic or not. That was a surprise burp out of nowhere. Not fire baked either. Wish I knew what that meant. All that made it less repel mold and took longer to get stale. Good to know. Good to know. We've got to go back. We've got to go back to when they made bread a better way and it didn't get stale so quick. Our food supply industry doesn't even give a fuck about taste, shelf life, or anything else. They just find the cheapest way possible to make shit and then sell it for as much profit as they can get. Exactly. One of the things that always cracks me up, like, you would think with all the advances in technology that they've made that our food would actually be healthier than it was 50, 100 years ago, but it's worse. It's so much worse. Our food is literally killing us. Like, they found better ways to make it cheaper, or preservatives to make it last longer, or ways to make, you know, make it different colors to make it look more appealing or whatever, but at the end of the day, all that shit is just unhealthy. Need to go back to when they didn't pump HGH into our fucking meat. Yeah, meat's one of the worst things. Like, if you want good meat, go to an actual butcher shop or do it yourself. That's always an option, but you get an actual butcher shop that, you know, actually butchers the animals right there. Like, if they've got cows hanging in the back, you know it's going to be good. You buy that prepackaged shit from Walmart or Aldi or whatever, you know it's filled with garbage. This is why I desperately want to raise my own cattle, right? Absolutely. Hi, Jenny. I see dancing kitties. I just assume it's Jenny. Yep, that's Jenny. Having farm fresh meat, store-bought taste, right? Denver loves them squirrels. Hold on. Missing squirrels and Pantera don't quite mix. There's another one coming. Oh, since it's on cooldown. How long is the cooldown? It's gonna play. I know as soon as I start the music up again, it's gonna play. There's another one in the queue. It's coming. Maybe it skipped it. There are a few places around us that I can get half or a whole cow that's been processed already. That's the way to go. Like I said, just avoid the big box stores and you'll be fine. Especially with Russian rap. Dude, I fucking love that song. Like, you have no idea.
Hello, motherfucker.
Redbeard, what's up, buddy? Knew that was coming. Yep.
H2O! Water sucks. It really,
Tom can't just come in and say hi. He's got to immediately do a hydrate as soon as he says hi. Because he's very worried about these things. Finally back home and at my PC. Where the hell you been? It's like 7 o'clock at night. Didn't you like find it and add it to playlist? Oh, not only did I do that, but anytime it pops up on the playlist, I will literally listen to it 4 or 5 times in a row because it gets just so catchy and stuck in my head. Normally when I'm at work and I'm dancing around like a fucking idiot, it's a really good thing that there's like nobody there, you know? It is, but the cost, I don't have the 1,000 to do it, but that's, hold on. It's off cooldown. That took a long time. Like, it was played twice in a row, but it said it was on cooldown, so it like stopped. Thank you for the double dancing squirrels, even though there was a delay. House pet sitting since last Saturday. Oh, that's fun. It's like a little mini vacation. You know, you get out of your own house, go live at somebody else's house for a while. When I was like I want to say late teens, early 20s. Like, I was graduated from high school. I think I was working at McDonald's or Walmart at the time. I was young, but out of high school. My grandma still lived up here, the one that's coming into town this Sunday. And every wintertime, from like January to mid-March, she would go down to Georgia and stay with her brother. And she would have me come over and watch the house and stay with the dog and whatnot. And it was like, you know, it was great. Here's me, this 18, 19-year-old kid, you know, I was still living at home with my dad. And I had a house to myself for 3 fucking months every year. It was wonderful. I loved it. I always got kind of sad when she came back. Like, oh, I gotta move back home now. Maybe a smart idea, just set the money aside, make sure I have the freezer room, and just buy the whole cow once I have enough saved. It would be a once-a-year thing. Yeah, I mean, if you freeze it, it'll last. I know a lot of people that have done that, and they say it's the way to go. Like, yes, it costs a lot, but honestly, when you break it down versus what you would pay, you know, going to the store every week and buying it separately and whatnot, you actually save a ton of money doing it that way. It's just better, you know? One of my favorite Linkin Park songs? Yeah, I really like this song. I really like this song. I probably have a different opinion of Linkin Park than a lot of people out there. Like, I've always kind of sort of liked them. I was never a huge Linkin Park fan, honestly, until I met Intense and he started shoving it down my throat all the time. So I wasn't a huge fan back in the Chester era. Like, everybody now, like the diehard fans that have been around from the beginning, oh, Emily can never replaced Chester. Listen, I love the old stuff when Chester was there, but I was never like a diehard fan to get that emotional about it. They both have their strengths and weaknesses. I think Emily is great. She is not Chester. She's not Chester. She never will be, and I don't think she tries to be. But she's keeping the band going. It's her own special little breed of whatever, and I think she does a really good job. Some of the songs on the new albums are some of my favorites, you know? Emily Scream that gets me? Yeah, she's... Like I said, she's got her own style. She's not Chester. She's not trying to be... She's her own thing, but that doesn't mean she's not good. I love some of the stuff with her in it. My dad got a quarter cow, took half that, split it between my sister and me. We had meat for 7 months. Yeah, I mean, it lasts. You don't realize how much meat is in a cow. Maybe we can stand to get a quarter cow for me and Sky since it's just us. Yeah, if you and Sky got an entire cow, you would be so sick of steak by the time it was gone. Like, that's a lot for 2 people. Time to upgrade ours with new. Do not do that to your car, Sky. That's no. That looks terrible. Don't do that. I just noticed that comment on Discord. Do not. Once again, there's notifications on Discord. I can't stand letting notifications go. And oh my god, there's music playing. Who's coming in? Oh shit.
Undefined underscore variable underscore 0 rated your channel with 8 viewers.
The bot really butchered Sheppy's name. Undefined underscore variable underscore 0. Guys. It's Sheppy. We got a Sheppy raid. Welcome in, raiders. Thank you for bringing me all of your friends, Sheppy. And of course, they can't all just come with Sheppy. Underscore, yes. Sheppy is the underscore.
TJAA1 rated your channel with 36 viewers.
TJAA1! Oh my god, the bot just butchers name. We got a double raid coming in. We got a Sheppy raid. We've got a Tease raid. Guys, they were streaming together. What the hell? I don't remember the name of that game. Something with the gun. Oh god, there's a goat on the screen. Let's do one of those. Let's do one of those. Guys, very, very wonderful streamers there. Make sure you go give them a follow if you're not. They were playing Wizard with the Gun. That's what it was. Wizard with a Gun. They stream together every weekend. Tej does a lot of talking. Sheppy just sits there and looks confused. That's a good time. I love it. Never miss it. Thank you very much for the raids, guys. Hope you had a good time. Lurkin, brother. Lurkin. What's up, Shex? Oh, well. Already? Already what? I said a lot of things. What did I say that made you say already? I have a big mouth. Yes, we've discussed this. I'm not telling you something that nobody has told you before. Those streams are great because most of the time Sheppy is just sitting there going. And you just hear Tej in the background just yep. It's even better during the Baldur's Gate streams because then you add the look of confusion to Sheppy and it's even better. Like, give it 3 more months. By the time you guys beat that game, eventually Sheppy will know what he's doing. We were just doing some farming, harvesting my big ass wheat field with my little tiny harvester, and it's gonna be. It's a very slow process. Let's put it that way. Usually because she reads the comments out of order. Yeah, I've noticed that. Her and Intense both do that. They read the comments completely out of order. And then they get confused. I'm like, well, there's like the same person said two things in a row, and it was like a story, but you got the ending of the story before you got the beginning of the story, and then you wonder why you're confused. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of that asshole, Tense with a 2 years. 2 years of subbing. Guys, I haven't even been streaming for 2 years. Also, that's a lie.
Intense_dude subscribed to your channel for 24 months.
I'm pretty sure Intense is at a concert and can't hear me, so we'll just give him one of these. Wait, how do you do the heart thing with the hands? That's for you, Intense. Close enough. Yeah, I'm not good with that stuff, but you know, I tried. He's just gonna call me an asshole anyway. Practice craving, have a great time, jackass. Okay. I was close. I said he was gonna call me an asshole. He called me a jackass instead. Close enough. I was almost right. Hi, Tensi Poo. He's not paying any attention to you. I get a video just for you through these people seem really mad. Well, send it into the Discord. Is it safe for me to play on stream? Lots of screaming. Squawk. Oh no, we don't want to. We tried listening to the Squawk Band. We don't want to listen to that. That was bad. I pulled up one of their songs on Spotify while they were on stage for you, and nah. Sorry, I was looking at 30-inch rims for the Mustang. No, Sky, no, don't do it. Just looked at Michael. He has 4 instances of teardown running and is playing a local multiplayer with himself. Jesus, that's great for the computer when you open the same game 4 times. I didn't even know you could do that. We did that hydrate for Tom. We can get that off the screen. Let me see what's going on over here. So it is, let's go back to this. It is 7:10, which means it's 6:10 where Intense is. So he's currently listening to Kitty. Kind of jealous. I like Kitty. They're a decent band. Not one of the greatest bands, but they're a decent band. Good thing it's not too graphic. That makes 2 of us, right? Yeah, that band was terrible. It'd be awesome if this thing would go like 9 miles an hour, maybe even 10. Like 6 is just too slow. I know that's realistic. Have you up on 3 tabs, a phone and tablet now? Yeah, I have myself up on a tab over here. I got to change it at some point. Oh no, I have myself on 2 tabs. I was watching Sheppy and Tej. God damn it. All right, let's see. Let's get that gone, that gone. Let's get that, move it over there. Who's on now that we can switch to? Maple streaming. Get one open for him. All right, that's better. Not watching myself anymore. Shit, this is full. All right, two. Wait a minute, where am I? Lost my bearings. I don't know where I am. Let's go this way. I think this will take me to the flour mill. Wasted Years is a banger. Yeah, I mean, listen, everything Iron Maiden did was great. I don't know. I've been in a mood lately where I feel like I've heard a lot of Iron Maiden and I'm kind of burned down on it and kind of tired of listening to it. Love Iron Maiden, but I just feel like I've heard too much of it lately, if that's a thing. I don't know if that makes sense. In my mind, it does. For some reason, when I put the Spotify playlist on shuffle, it seems to gravitate towards Iron Maiden a lot. Iron Maiden and Lamb of God, I hear a lot of on this playlist. This isn't really that big of a map, but it feels big when you start running stuff from one side to the other. Everything's really far away. Got a couple pallets of fabric over here I can sell. I always forget about that production because it runs so slowly. My opinion, that's car abuse. Yeah. 100%. Alright, where the hell did I leave my combine? It's not spawning. Oh, there it is. What a wonderful thing it would be if they finally actually built a new engine for this game and things would spawn in the way that they're supposed to, and you wouldn't get all the pixelated shit and not be able to see things across the map. I love this game, but every time I play it, all I do is complain about it. Love-hate relationship with Farm Sim. I love to play it, but I also know it could be 30 times better than what it is if they just put in a little bit of effort. Ooh, this is a good song. Miss the nights me and Sky would stay up together till like 4 a.m. playing this game. You fucked me up singing the song. What song were you singing? The, what, the System of a Down song that was just on? I'm sorry. Want me to replay it so you can sing again? You're welcome to come into Discord and sing for everybody. 12, 15 hours a day. I used to do that. Shit, we used to do that when Intense first started doing multiplayer servers on the dedicated servers. Like me and Mav and Intense and a few other people we'd be on there constantly. Like, this game is more fun with other people. It's kind of why we've stopped playing it so much, because the interest just seems to have dwindled. If there's nobody to play with, you're in here doing this by yourself. It's very fun with a lot of people. The more people, the more fun it is, as long as they're all like-minded and you don't get a bunch of assholes doing shit you don't want to do, you know? Oh god. Sorry, my headphone wire got tangled with my controller wire here, and I'm trying to untangle it, and it's screwing me up. Hold on. Let's go this way. Alright, I think I'm good. I'd play on PS4 in the living room, and Devil was playing in the bedroom. Yeah, it's like I was saying before, everything in this game, like the reason people end up with thousands of hours in this game is because everything takes so long. But also, you want to get it done. Like, it becomes like a job after a while. Like, I played, I want to say it was in Farm Sim 19, or either that or very early in the life cycle of Farm Sim 22. I got in with this group of guys that had a dedicated server. They would run 2 dedicated servers. One was public, like open to the public, no mods. If you ever get the chance to do something like that, don't. You don't realize how many dicks there are in the world that'll just come in and fuck your shit up. Like, we had to like constantly watch it and moderate it and throw people out, and it was just a pain in the ass. But then they also had like a more private server for, like, you know, there was like maybe 8 or 10 of us that played on it. And what they did was they set it up to run in real time. So like 24 hours in a day was also 24 hours in the game, and it just constantly ran, and there were always people in and out, whatever. But like, we all had our own little farm, our own little section of the map that we did. And it was like, it really did get to be like a job. Like, I would get home from work at night and be like, I really want to go to bed, but if I don't harvest that field or, you know, feed my sheep, they're going to die, or like, so I'd log into the game and grudgingly do the work that had to be done, because if it didn't get done, time was going to move on and I would lose it. What a way to play. It made it super realistic. Or like, if I couldn't get into the game, I'd be like, I'd be sending people messages on Discord. Hey, can you go over to my farm and feed my pigs for me? Kind of work together a little bit. Feed the chickens. We would sell stuff to each other within the game. It was really fun. But yeah, nowadays just nobody's really interested, so I just, I come in here and play by myself, but I don't play nearly as much as I used to. It was way more fun when there was a lot of people that were interested. The job reminds me of EVE Online. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you got a job that or when you got a game that you have to log into at certain times, either whether you want to play the game or not, that's just, that's too much. Video games are supposed to be fun and relaxing, not, oh my god, I've got to do this. Like when I leave this server, it'll stop and it'll go offline for however long until I open it back up again. Then it'll start right where I left off and I can continue to progress. That's the way a game should be.
Hello, motherfucker.
Holy shit, Dan's alive. Hi, Dan. There's that 24-month resub. I figured once Intense kicked it, it was that time of the month, so Dan coming in with the same resub. Thank you very, very much, sir. I just woke up. When did you go live?
Subscribe to your channel for 24 months.
3 hours and 17 minutes ago. That was a long-ass nap. Whoa, 2 years. I know, it's been 2 years. I don't know how it counts that, because the subs are at 2 years, but if I look up my affiliated anniversary, it's in the middle of August. So it's like a month off. It's weird. Wait a minute, what? I had to fuel space structures and collect material from them, and there was like a time limit on it, like you had to get in there to do it at certain times or it didn't work. Yeah, I don't want to play games like that anymore. I play games when I want to play games, not when the game tells me to play games. Oh fuck, hi Denver. One of the structures stopped hostile capital ships from invading us. The fact that I have no clue what that means, but it just rolls off your tongue tells me it was very important to you, at least at one time it was. That kind of makes my entire point for me. I guess I at some point need to put new sub badges in there for 2 years, because I think the one I've got only goes up to a year. Hold on. Pedro! According to me and about 2,500 other players. 2,500 people? Holy shit. That brings a whole new meaning to massively multiplayer. God damn. How's your day, Dan, other than a 3.5 hour nap? It was just us. We're a way bigger alliance than us. That's crazy. I've played games similar to that. Not at that scale, though. Okay, just worked and then came home and took a long nap. All I'll say is you must have needed it after working 80 hours in a week and staying up till 3 a.m. every night playing Fortnite. It's full again. This is where it would be handy to have just one extra person that could just drive the grain cart, so I don't have to keep jumping out and moving it every time the combine fills up. Dan, get in here and drive this grain cart for me so I can stay working. I haven't played in a few days, went to bed like 12 last night, but didn't get any good sleep, kept waking up. Yeah, I know that. That always seems to happen when you need it the most. You'll think to yourself, oh, I'm so tired, I gotta go get some sleep so I can, you know, back to work or whatever. And then those are the nights where you just tend to sleep like shit, and then you just feel like garbage the next day. It always happens to me on Sunday nights. Sunday night going into Monday. Mondays are rough, not because of any reason, except for the fact that I always seem to sleep like garbage on Sundays, and I don't know why. Slept like shit, woke up at 5 a.m. for no damn reason. I was up at like 9 today, which is honestly sleeping in for me. I was up at 6 yesterday. No idea why. No reason to be awake. I was just up. So stupid. Time I was in a big fleet battle with 3,500 players in one system. It was kind of insane. The devs had to reinforce the data nodes so that we wouldn't crash that part of the universe. That's, yeah. Have that many people in one place. That's insane. Especially considering how old that game is, that they even had the ability to do that. It sucks. You were super tired too. I saw your Discord post when I woke up. That's the way it seems to go, though. When you really need it, that's when you don't get it. There's been plenty of nights where I'm like, oh, I'm really, really tired. I'm going to go to bed early so I can get a good night's sleep. And then you lay there and toss and turn for like 2 or 3 hours. And it's like, okay, I could have stayed up, you know? Woke at 5, 6, and then 7 when my alarm went off today. And probably when the alarm went off is when you really didn't want to wake up. Sometimes after the alarm goes off once or twice, you get extra comfy, and then, now I really got to get up. One band I've always wanted to see live, but they never seem to come anywhere near me for whatever reason. Damn Canadians. Probably shouldn't say that too loud. I got raided by 2 Canadians earlier. They're probably still lurking somewhere. Pick up the Michael. He gets pissed if I don't take him shopping with me. Well, no, that's an adventure for him. Not to mention, he's got to make sure he's there so you can buy him the stuff that he wants to buy, you know? Been taking him since he was big enough to sit up on his own. That's one thing, like, I do not go very well. I'll never say never, but very rarely do I go grocery shopping without my kids. Like that's kind of our routine. We usually go on Wednesday evenings when I pick them up to bring them here for the week, and like, because I don't want them to sit here and say, oh, there's new food in the house. I take them to the grab and make them go grocery shopping with me. I tell them anything you want, make sure you grab it. If you don't grab it, you can't bitch to me that, oh, we don't have food in the house. Nope. I make them go. Half the time still, they go there and they screw around, and the next thing I know, like, you're gonna be hungry, and you didn't take this time to buy the food that you wanted, and sure shit, a couple days later, they're like, oh, I don't have any food left. You can't win with them. Tried that once, spent too much money. Yeah, it doesn't work for me. Like, I don't really worry about the money aspect of it. I'm like, just buy whatever you want to actually eat so you have food. Problem is, both of my kids hate shopping. Like, oh my god, try taking them clothes shopping. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know how to win with the clothes. Take them clothes shopping and they screw off and they don't want to look at anything. They don't want to try anything on. They don't want to buy anything because they hate clothes shopping, which I get. I understand it 100%. So then their mother will buy them clothes online. Usually they come in and they don't fit. I'm like, oh, okay, because you have to try them on. So obviously buying clothes online is not a good idea. Like, how do you win? How do you get them to actually get clothes that they like to wear and... And they'll, I've only got one pair of pants that fits. Well, I took you shopping, you didn't buy any. Don't know what to tell you. Oh my god, we've been live 3.5 hours already. Ad break hitting in 10 seconds. So says the Twitch thingy on my dashboard. We'll see if it actually works this time. People were telling me earlier that ads weren't even playing when they said they were supposed to play, which honestly, if that's a thing, great. Twitch could just go ahead and take all the ads off my channel. I'd be 100% okay with that. Where are we at? I'd say about halfway through this field. The fact that it's diagonal makes it a little smaller on the left than on the right. Are you out of debt yet? About halfway. No, I've got, I want to say 200,000 left I got to pay off. Yeah, still got a $200,000 loan. I could pay off 100 of that now if I wanted to, but I like to keep a little bit of money in the bank. Pick that 45 cents and shove it, right? Yeah, like the one thing that I ask is to be able to control the ads. Like I've got this little thing on here. I set it to run 3 minutes of ads once an hour, every hour. So right now it says it's running ads. It damn well better be running ads. It better be running 3 minutes of ads, no more, no less, at the time that it tells me that's running it. It better never ever be running pre-roll ads. Like that's what I want out of it. Like if, okay, you're going to force us to run ads, then run them when we want you to run them. Kind of worried me a little bit earlier that people were saying in the middle of an ad break that they weren't getting any ads. Because does that mean they're throwing them out in other random places? No, that's not what I want. If there's ads happening, I want to know that they're happening. But yeah, if they're gonna stop playing them, cool. I'm great with that. You can keep your 14 cents. Disable that pre-roll. Yep. I love that, like, that is like the biggest argument amongst streamers is like, okay, do you leave the pre-roll on or do you turn it off? Because like, there's no way to win. Both ways suck. You're choosing the lesser of two evils, I guess. I've seen 3-4 minute. Yeah, I've been seeing reports of that a lot lately. Of the pre-rolls being like, you know, way longer than the 30 seconds that they were promised to be. Which honestly is, and I've heard of like even the mid-rolls. Like I said, I've got mine set for 3 minutes, but I've heard from some streamers that they're completely ignoring that and running like 4 or 5 minutes worth of ads at a time. Like, terrible. Terrible. Like, why do we need more? It's already disruptive, you know? Pre-roll's fine if you don't have to refresh your stream at all, which, let's face it, never happens. Yeah. I mean, there's pros and cons to both ways. I've heard people argue about it. I've had this argument with Intense more times than I can count. In my opinion, it's about what you're looking for. Like you can run pre-rolls and you can shut the rest of the ads off 100%, which sounds great in theory. That is way less ads in the long run, as opposed to what I'm doing, which is running 3 minutes every hour. But I don't have pre-rolls on. Now, am I running 3 minutes of ads an hour because I like interrupting my stream for 3 minutes every hour? No, absolutely not. I fucking hate it. But that is the minimum that they let you run to turn the pre-roll ads off. My theory is, okay, if I can control when and where they're happening and I know they're happening, I can work around that. I still fucking hate it, but I can work around that. What I don't like is the thought of new people coming in here, or even worse, people coming in from raids and get hit with that ad immediately before they even get in here. I hate that. I hate that. I've ran into it myself a bunch of times. And let's be honest, if it's longer than 10 or 15 seconds, I normally click off, especially if it's a streamer that I don't even know. And I feel terrible because, okay, now I've just completely lost a chance to see this person, get to know this person. Maybe it's a streamer that I would like. But that 30-second ad before you even get to see what the hell you're going into, that's a turnoff. I hate it. I hate it. And like you said, if you've got to refresh, it hits you with it again. Or if you know, go to a different stream and then try to come back, it hits you with it again. Or even if you switch from PC to phone or back and forth or whatnot, it'll hit you with it again. You know, like every time you open that stream, it gets hit with a pre-roll. So it's not turning them off. It's just changing when they hit. Yeah, for sure. Raiden ad, and I'm saying I bounce almost immediately. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that with a passion. I feel bad because I know for the most part streamers don't really have control out of that, but that puts a bad taste in my mouth when I, you know, go onto a res. I've had it happen to me as a streamer. Like, I will send you guys on a raid somewhere, and I, as the streamer, will get hit with an ad before I, like... So I don't know if this streamer even knows that I raided in, reacted to me, what their reaction was. I'd love to be able to say hello, but sorry, I'm stuck in ads for 2.5 minutes. Why Twitch doesn't put an exception in for raids baffles me. Baffles me. Pisses me the fuck off. Like, that is the worst thing in the world. Is, like I said, especially as a streamer, when I take you guys on a raid and I get hit with the ads. Bad enough as a viewer getting hit with the ads, but as a streamer getting hit with the ads, that's enraging. That is absolutely enraging. It's so dumb the way they do that. And they claim, I saw somebody posted an article the other day that they claim that the pre-roll ads don't count on a raid. I've had it happen to me at least a dozen times, so that's blatant false. Blatantly false. Like, don't tell me one thing when I literally have proof of it happening to me more than a few times. And I don't know if it was pre-rolls, mid-rolls, maybe we just happened to raid in at the exact time that streamer was running ads, but either way, there should be an exception for raids. You should not see ads for at least the first, I don't know, 3 minutes, 5 minutes when you go on a raid. Doesn't have to be a long time. Just hold off for 5 minutes and then blast me with all the ads you want, because at that point I've either settled in and gotten comfy or I've left, you know? You guys got me going on a tangent again. How'd we get here? I think I started it, honestly. I can't blame you guys. I'm very ranty today. Been ranting about Farm Sim half the time I've been playing it. Now we're ranting about Twitch. What else do we want to rant about? It happens. I do not believe I'm going to finish this field on stream because I am starting to get slightly bored. This is one of those things that I'd probably just like kind of let it run in the background while I do other things. Rants are fun. They can be sometimes. You know, also I'm old. I can't get my blood pressure up like that anymore. It's probably really bad for my health. Need to go have a beer and calm down. Sometimes you just gotta vent. Yeah, I do that a lot. Ask my boss at work. Sometimes I'll just straight up scream at her for 2 hours. Not about anything that she did, but just, you know, things surrounding the place. And she just sits there and listens. She's got AirPods on and doesn't even hear you. Honestly, probably. And I'm okay with that. I don't need her to hear me. I just, you know, I need somebody to scream at sometimes. It is what it is. Not ever actually expecting to get anywhere, any kind of solution or anything. Just, you know, sometimes I just want to yell. You never just want to yell just to get it out? I can't rant, vent, straight up turn it fucking boom hour. Tell my boss how his dispatch team is fucking stupid, then he tells me to play nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the one thing I'm gonna miss. Like, if it ends up going the way that I think it's gonna go and I end up working for this other company, I don't know that the new company is gonna send anybody in to kind of supervise or whatnot, or if it's just gonna be like remotely managed and us running the place. Kind of honestly good with either way, depending on who they might send in, what that person would be like. But like my current boss, one of the best things that she does for me is she acts as a filter. I don't communicate with anybody at the main plant. I tell her, and she communicates with those people. And it's not that I'm incapable of communicating with them. It's not that I don't know how to get a hold of them or that I couldn't tell them what I need or this, that, the other thing. It's that normally by the time I need something from them, I'm so pissed off that the things that would come out of my mouth are not fit for human consumption. And she is really, really, really good at taking me screaming and swearing at her and turning that into a nicely worded email or a phone call and delivering it to the people that need to hear it. She's extremely good at that. I'm going to miss having her around. At some point, I'm going to have to either learn how to filter my words again or at the very least stop screaming and yelling at people. Hopefully the new one will just get what you need the first time and doesn't turn into screaming and yelling about it. Yeah, and I mean, I can't blame my boss. She tries. Her hands were tied. They really are. She only had so much authority and ability to do anything. It was the people at the main office and whatnot. Like I said, though, she was very good at, first of all, not taking it personal, because I was never screaming and yelling at her. It's like she understood the fact that I'm pissed off at these people and I need you to listen to what I'm saying and filter it into something that won't get me fired. She was very, very good at that. Very good at that. And sometimes it worked and sometimes she got completely ignored, but at least it got it out there, you know? Use AI, yell at it, and change it into corporate speak. Yeah, sadly, that's a thing that works nowadays. Can you learn how to do that? Can you teach me? I wish how stupid people at work. Here's the thing, Sky. You got to remember, I was in retail management for 25 years. I trained, I've been to seminars, I've been to classes. I used to know how to do that. At some point, I just decided that I don't give a fuck anymore and I don't want to do that. Like, I'm sure I could still pull it off, the fake corporate speak, if I needed to. I don't, that's not me anymore. I don't want to do that, you know? I'm done with that. I left all that behind. I will say working in a kitchen in a crappy dive bar for 3 years definitely didn't help the old filter, that's for sure. Did anger management, it made it worse. Time for a group hug. Yeah, group hugs don't work. If you're one of those people that group hugs work for, good for you. It ain't working for me. Yeah, don't touch me. Especially when I'm that mad, don't fucking touch me. That's not gonna help anybody. You want to help B? Hold on, there's more coming. I've hit the enter key too fast. You want to help me by touching me, knock me the fuck out. Yeah, yeah, that would help. Honestly, sometimes that would help. Yep. Yeah. More than once I've uttered the words, please send me home before I knock somebody the fuck out. All right, let's do this. I think I am going to finish this offline. I need to get up. I need to move around. I need to get something to eat. I need to get the hell out of this chair. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. Guys, thank you very much for coming, hanging out, chatting. You were here for a little bit. If you, some of you have been here the entire time. Thank you very much. These streams are nothing. They're boring as shit if you guys don't come and hang out. 11 gifted subs, a couple of resubs for 24 months. Thank you guys. Tej and Sheppy, thank you again for the raids. I'm sure you're both lurking out there somewhere and all the new people you brought in. As far as tomorrow, I might stream in the morning tomorrow. I definitely got some stuff going on in the afternoon, so there will be a no afternoon stream. Depending on what time my grandma gets in town and what the schedule for the afternoon looks like, might be able to squeeze in a morning stream. If I can, we'll do some ETS. Keep an eye on the Discord. I'll let you guys know if I'm able to do it there. If not, then probably next weekend, sad to say. But again, thank you guys for hanging out. We'll find somebody to raid. Bye, Booger. Bye. Thanks. Have a great weekend. We'll see you, Sky. We'll see you, Denver. Sheppy's still stuffing his face hole. Good enough, Sheppy. Good enough. It was almost 4 hours flew by. Seemed like under 44. Well, that's because you were napping for 3 hours and 15 minutes of it, Dan. I don't know what to tell you. Same here, Sheppy. See ya. Hi, bye, Sheppy. Sky, Denver. Oh, God, now Sheppy's going to yell everybody's names. Tom with the last minute hydrate. Let's get that out of the way. Also, I'm probably going to piss myself again, but thank you for that, Tom. Who is on? Who can we raid? Sheppy's just yelling at everybody. I love it. Anybody we haven't raided in a while, or maybe we can go find somebody new. What do you think about it? A while since we've rolled the dice and tried to find somebody new. Call of Duty, no. Same category. Rid of that. Sorting about 400 Hot Wheels went quick to same string, right? I don't know what the hell I'm looking at here. Problem is, when you start looking at Farm Sim, there are so many weird streamers. Half of them don't have cameras, half of them don't speak English, half of them don't even know they're streaming. This is such a hard decision. Alright. We're not going that direction. Not today. I'm going to send you to... Let's go see Maple. He is doing some Euro trucking, it looks like. Maple's a good friend of mine. We talk a lot. He's a really cool dude. If you're not following, definitely give him a follow. Go in there, make some noise, make him feel welcome. He's been in here a few times, so I'm sure you guys know him. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. If not, I'll see you when I see you. Peace out.